Mic check. There we go. Wonderful. I've been talking for like 4 or 5 minutes. Hey, everybody. We're doing a cow SFT tonight, and I don't know how to use technology, so my microphone was off. Welcome. I said lots of lovely things about you all and very insightful things. So just kind of like fill those in your head and imagine that, you know, it was entertaining. Like and subscribe, etc. So basically, we've copied, pasted Turin's SFT. This is a rebound. I didn't get to play cows in the World Champs. The lovely Beastmen. They've been buffed a lot and have a lot of interesting things going on in the last, like 3 or 4 months. So I thought I'd, give them a run. They're aggressive. They're powerful. We'll try to do some like kind of limit testy things. The Spawn got buffed. The Zangors got buffed. The Melee Lords got buffed. And I think the Chariots were buffed a while ago and are pretty underexplored. They're really powerful. So we'll be trying some of those things out and seeing what we can get done. Should be a good time, win or lose. Now we need to find our opponent. Death by Ricochet. And the way the maps work, we just copied the Turin maps, so... Hey. Each player bans 1 map, essentially. And then you play on the remaining map, which is a nice system, it ensures there's like a little more parity. Let's see. So the top player bans 1 first. So he does. What did you pick today? Oh, I'm excited to play cows, everybody. I'm excited to play some cow. They're such a fun faction. It's just so aggressive and so powerful. It's just a lot of fun to run. I never don't have fun when I play the cows. All right. Loading in. Make sure to put on the Turin mod. Loading. Got that up. Cool. Opponent is posting to us. He's dwarves. Ooh, that'll be fun. I think this is actually a pretty good matchup for it. So we can do Putrefying Carcass, which is a pretty good defensive map, or Crystal Lake, which is not. Let's do Crystal Lake. I think we're going to be able to bash his face in. Yeah. Round 1. So the conventional thing you do against dwarves is just take like basically an ungodly amount of infantry as beastmen. Cow tools. Oh, there's some cow tools. I'm a cow tool. I love beastmen. It just makes me happy. Like you play all these factions that don't have that much agency. Watch us say this, and then we like lose to dwarves, and we're like, oh, fucking beastman bullshit game, defensive blobs and arty. But they have so much agency. There's just like a very large number of things you can do with the cows. I think we might actually want Malagor here. So the one thing dwarves can do is they can bring like enough flying stuff to run you down with that. I think that they really struggle against your melee plans. I guess the other thing, I really want to test just like Foot Kazrak, or Kazrak generally. He got pretty significant buffs. Let's try Kaz. For the low price of 200 more, do you upgrade? I think not. I think 1100 is like a good price point to stay pat at. And this has to be worth it. That seems pretty dope. Yeah, let's give him a shot. I think I would take like a known thing like Malagor if I didn't want to try stuff out, but I'm kind of in like a try-y mood. Oh, they just buffed. What did they just buff? They buffed Vile Tide. Oh, that's no good against dwarves, damn. Let's try like Scream Devolve, and we're gonna spam our lore passive with the caster. I kind of like that. Hey, Buffo, how's it going, man? Good morning in Korea. Okay, so we want a lot of these. These things fuck up dwarves. So you, like the traditional plan would be like you bring some harpies. Ooh, the cockatrices also got buffed actually. I'm feeling fancy. Let's you don't really want to start it, but this is probably pretty good against gyros. We'll give it a shot. The other thing we could do is Psychor Poke, but that's a little bit of a meme, That's not like a real thing. That's like an internet thing. We're having fun, and we're also using the good units, Ungor Herd are okay here as like a missile absorber, but they're not great. And then the question is, which Zangors do you want? The Pestigors are all right. Which Zangors do you want? Which Gors do you want? The Pestigors are all right, but they're not like amazing. I think probably a mix, to be honest. The ability to just go 3-cap immediately and have like a pretty good defensive shield is very nice. Hard to argue with that. And then we're definitely taking some chariots because these are fun. And we're just going to be spamming Razor Gores because we can. And I do really want to run more than 0 Chaos Spawn tonight. They reinforce a lot of Slayers, which is kind of awkward for that unit. But I think they're actually kind of all right. The Chaos Spawn got really big buffs. And 0 Sentis is always a mistake. Sentis are OP. This is probably too many things for dealing with gyros, to be honest. But fuck it, you know. I think this matchup's quite good, and the main way we lose is just like not having answers to their stuff. I do actually think we want some Vestigors. Maybe we start like double bestie. My besties. Yeah, this seems all pretty kosher. We can cut that and we get the spend right. Oh yeah, it can't be wrong. Perfect spend is never wrong. Snap it in, lock it in. Yeah, this all seems fine. I think I like having... I like trying this out. This seems like a compelling idea to me. So something's got to go. Fuck it, the Cav. The Razor Guard Chariots are kind of filling the same role. And I do like having one Chaos... Actually, just in case he's cheesing us, we want to load up on these suckers. Oh, that's not the right map. Crystal Lake. Cool. Now the cows shall be freed. Let's give it a shot. All right. How much damage are these chariots going to do? I think they have the potential to do a massive amount of damage. Just run over everything, essentially. Let's tell our opponent we're ready. Ready, GLHF. He says he's doing the dumb. That's okay. And let me know if the mic is too quiet. I've got the AC going because it's an absolute scorcher over here in the Pacific Northwest today. It's like 80, which is hot for here. So I'm bumping the Porta AC I've got over there in the corner. And I don't know how well the stream suppressor is able to cut out the sound. I have this like wild fantasy of the chariot killing the entire dwarf army, and I'm hoping to live that. I had all this shit prepared for Anticity, and then he just immediately banned out my beastmen, and so this is like I had all these things and I want to do them, and one of those is that the Razor Gore chariots are actually pretty insane if they don't effectively stop them. They can like actually just kill 10 units. We'll see if that happens. I think it's more in the bucket of like crazy fantasies than practical realities, but you know, that's why we play the games. You can see if you can make it happen. He's got 11, so probably like a reasonably balanced army, or just all in air cheese and cheap stuff. I guess we'll find out. And even if he's shooting us, we're gonna immediately just waddle up here and take the 3-cap because we want to put him on a clock. And then, you know, we'll back off and try to protect our shit. But the units that are going to be intercepted are cheap. So we don't entirely care, to be honest. And we're going to establish a substantial presence in the woods. And then our idea is, like, back off and set up an encirclement and attack. The one thing that will cause us to run back is gyros. And we don't see any. He's gone for, like, SE cheese. That's good. We do... Garagram. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so there's like a 0% chance that we're going to be able to... Is that 11? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's probably a couple stock units or units in the trees here. There's a 0% chance that we're going to be able to grind out this blob. And so what we need to do is cap early and just run away from the Dwarven Death Blob and not take the fight. So we're going to use our Lord here to... Oh, is that fucking... Oh, that's Brotherhood of Grimnir. Shit. That's the RAR. That's pretty cool. I like that unit. Do these guys have a slow? So we're going to avoid the death blob and try to fight him elsewhere, basically. I'd like to get an axe out and start applying some pressure to this Brotherhood of Grimnir, because it will actually fuck up all our infantry. Let's get this guy out of there. So we're actually, this is kind of weird. We're not in such a time pressure that we need to worry a huge amount about him poking us, which is what I was expecting, because he went for this like all melee army. So I think instead what we're attempting to do is like get a little bit of poke out, and we're role reversing right now, where like we are poking him rather than the other way around. But we still do want to like sort of play footsie with the off points. Well, that's worth an overcast. Nice. How did that do damage wise? Not great, to be honest. You get the OC, and that's effectively like negative damage, you know. Let's not eat too many blasting charges over here. We'll move these up to pressure. And then we just got to keep this guy cycle charging so he gets his value. And I think it might be time for the chariot, to be honest. Because he hasn't... Maybe he's going to summon some shit, but... To be honest, he hasn't summoned any... Here, we'll walk up here and pressure. We have the mobility here, so... The game we need to play is to not fight where his like mega blob is, and to fight him elsewhere, basically. So like we come up here, you know, we have enough things to capture that point, and then if he matches us there, we run away, and then so like, you know, he sends his SE murder blob down, and our response is going to be to not take this fight too hard. And instead, we take this fight. And we don't have infinite time, so I would like to, you know, pressure him in. We're going to try to get these on those. This is actually a fine trade. Like, he'll kill it, but his... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Run away, Lord. Run away. That's one way we lose. Ooh, baby. That's the raw guns. Those will kill anything real fast. Let's get an OC on these. And get some melee in there. You run away. The Brotherhood of Grimnir will fuck us up. You go get on that. Lord, go get back in there. And it's chariot time! Get him in! Get him in! Here, we'll see if we can capture. These are two clumps. Shit. Get you out of there. You get in there. You go back. You go in. You go in. You chase that. All right. Do we live the chariot fantasy? I hope so. I'm not even going to bother damaging his death blob, because I don't think, outside of melee units, like, just tying it down, I don't think I'm effectively going to be able to damage it, really. Where's my chariot? Did it order drop? Oh, no, it's in there. It's in there. Chariot is in play, baby. You shoot that. You go over there. Let's try to take out the RAR, and then we'll summon another chariot, I think. Just get a lore passive off. Lord gets in there. Besties get in. Just keep the Lord moving. This looks pretty good for us, to be honest. Where's that chariot at? The chariot is like, you kind of have to babysit it, but it does crush if you just keep it moving. Yeah, we're destroying. Ah, the cows are wild and free. As whatever, canonically, who's their, like, their deity? Do they have, like, is there a cow god? Is it just corn? Like, to whom do they pay their dark prayers? Whoever that is like, having a good day today, basically. Let's see how these chariots do against slayers. I think they actually fuck them up, because the slayers don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The slayers don't actually have, like, great defensive mechanisms against that. Oh, that's pretty sweet. And then here's like a little trick. The harpies are actually pretty good into slayers. Oh yeah. This is definitely like the cow fun that we ordered. And then if we get the opportunity, we're gonna spawn dive him. Just to, you know, send a message. So we send these in, and yeah, the thing is, like, the slayers actually kind of have anemic stats for their price. They're this like ultra pricey unit. And so if you just attack them with like a decent, not large unit, they can kind of struggle. So we send in the Harpies on the rear charge, and then we'll get like, a couple other hits with our other stuff. And they should perform pretty well. I think I want to try the Cockatrice now, just to like see how it does. I think it's probably the wrong spot to summon it, but it's one of the units that got buffed, so I'm like pretty interested in its potential performance. So let's bring it out. Yeah, we'll do that over there. We're not really going to be able to take out his like super dwarf murder blob, so at this point we're just like keeping enough capture weight on the points to hold it until the cows come home, so to speak. And then we're going to go mess with his reinforcements. And he's just not going to have the bodies to stop us and recapture. So this should be pretty decisive. Oh, you don't hear the AC. That's good. We can play some chariot games over here. Run into that. Run into that. You finish that off. You unsummon so we don't cap. You too. These Bestigors can leave. And we're just going to make him like slowly chew through all this infantry, like one unit at a time. And then, what is that? Longrung Slayer Pirates. Okay, so we're going to need an infantry support to manage the Longrungs because of their ranged attacks. So that'll get us off of our full degenerate spawn dive for now. The spawn dive is like, let's say not tactically optimal, but it's fun, so we're doing it. How are these? Oh no, we need... they have too much health and not enough damage. All right. We didn't come here to be a coward. Let's get in there. He clumped his stuff. Oh, watch this. This is going to be sick. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. The burst damage is fun. You get over there. Run those off. And then, like at some point he'll grind through all this imp. So we're just going to send more imp. And we should keep these chariots moving. Okay, we got a kill there. Let's keep our mobility units rotating. Use the infantry to stick in. I think we can get another breath here on the Slayer Pirates. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. You go over there. You unsummon so that we don't cap. One thing that's kind of funny with chariots and dwarves is the dwarves are like so sturdy that you don't always get to like keep moving the blob around like you would like. They have pretty good mass, like just their regular longbeards have 200 mass, which is like very high for infantry units. So the chariots can sort of be less crazy, but on the flip side, the dwarves don't really like to see armored anti-infantry units that much because the whole damn faction, with a couple exceptions, is infantry. So it's sort of like there's synergies going in both directions, and it works out. Oh, does the higher range on this? If you overcast it, that's weird. Wait, so what? Oh no, that's the wrong spell. Okay. I see. So the overcast Viletide has 200 range. Does it do more damage? When you're far enough ahead that you're like, what does this spell do? Bray Scream upgraded 200 meters. Yeah, so it does more damage and it gets a 200 meter cast. That's good to know. All right, well, let's go kill his lord with these chariots. I'm having fun. I hope you're all having fun. Thanks for joining me tonight. This is what I wanted. I was like, I wanted to run a bunch of Dwarven Degeneracy or Beastman Degeneracy. One of you will go over there and clear those up. We'll give him like some excitement in the form of maybe killing our lord, because this game is like obscenely over. So you gotta give them something to hold on to, Ooh, I wonder how this Bestigor did. So the first, oh my god, the first summon got 1700 damage value, which I feel pretty good about. I think this has actually kind of been working, where the casts have been significantly powering up our army. Like if you look around, very little of our units are like fully in Vigor Red. So the the gist of the idea was, I think, effective. You go get over there. You run down the enemy. Defend the point. Let's get our Lord out. Just seeing how well we can scrap here. You guys cycle charge. And I think we can probably get Felix off the point with our cycle charging, and then the Lord will be killable after that. And one thing I really like about these heavy chariots is that they actually fight like pretty well unbabysat. You've got like your less chonky chariots where you send them in and they like need you to hyper micromanage them. But these guys will actually do pretty well just in regular plain old melee against most infantry. And they do better if you can like do bombing runs and stuff and prioritize effectively. But they're still like, you know, perfectly serviceable in this capacity. Okay, so we got the route on that. And we'll go BM, Dwarves, Ski 1. Cool. Did the cockatrice do anything? I don't know. I hope so. I think it sort of did it. It did get terror routes, which is nice. So Kazrak actually did pretty well. He tanked some attention and got its value. The pile of Gore Herd did fine. The one Bestigor kicked ass. That's nice. The Bray Shaman was pretty good, actually, because it was spamming a debuff and also getting globals off, and it paid for itself. So it probably went up like 500 or 600. Cockatrice, not great. Good to know. The chariots, oh my god, the chariots just like had a feast. Yes, it's chariot time. These guys are like Cav. They actually beat an Empire Knight one-on-one, which is pretty sick, given that's not their function. So they're just dirty against infantry. Good stuff, good stuff. The cows are 1-0, baby. We love some cows. Let's go over here. Input our game. Do some administrative stuff. Make sure. I think these Dom tournaments are pretty easy to host. Like, you know, you set it up and people kind of just know what to do. So there's usually not too many questions and answers and like bracket fixes that you need to do. But you know, there's sometimes like a little bit. Dwarves, own goal, Beastie Boys. There we go. Excellent, excellent. Checking tournament chat to make sure we don't need to do anything for people here. And then I kind of want to check some spawn. They just got like a significant buff. So I'm going to do some unit testing with spawn because I want to know. I think just like all of the chaos spawn, including the regulars, are now viable. They got like 10 more weapon strength and like 4 or 5 more charge bonus or something, which is actually a pretty big buff for a unit that primarily relies on shock damage. Because that initial hit is now a lot chunkier, which means that they can snowball more easily. Okay, cool. Here we go. So we got some cows. And the question is, what units do these beat now? Like, for example, I think I was testing them against Slayers, which should be one of their worst matchups. And they were doing not good, but fine. Which means that against other stuff, they probably just kick ass now. So, like, let's try this. Get the difficulty right. Go on Glacier Lake. The corn ones are worse than Blood Beasts. Oh, yeah, I believe that. Well, the Blood Beasts are pretty fast, right? The Zinj ones have been phenomenal for me. I put that up in a video yesterday. But they're like... I'm in the finals of a tournament right now that was pretty competitive for land battles, and I was just beating these like land battle specialists by taking Zinj Halberd spawn. And the spawn were just absolutely murdering Dark Elf and Bretonnian Cav. The Zinj ones are dirty because they like self buff. You know, they strip the armor off the target with Sunder. Oh my god. Holy shit. That is not something that the spawn are supposed to do. Because this is basically like an even trade against what should be one of their best infantry counters. And they're not, I mean, they're trading down to be clear, but like, okay, we got to try this against some other infantry. That it is not good that they are like bordering unacceptable into Slayers. Let's go what's like some relevant infantry to fight right now? Let's try some of these guys, and I guess we'll take what is that? 5 times 4. We'll take 3, I guess. See how that does. I don't know that they're like OP, but they were unplayable before, and I think that they have crossed over into playable. I guess the question is, what do we do with the spawn that we wouldn't do with Sentis? They support infantry pretty well, so we probably have access to some. Oh yeah, we can do like a elite push against melee factions where we go like against Slanesh. Ooh yeah, we can go like a bunch of Bestigors and a bunch of spawn on top of them, and then we can put one of the auras on that, and I bet that just waxes other melee, especially if you throw in like Traderkin, so you have like total dominance in the blob fight. I bet that performs really well because like these isolated spawn scenarios are like kind of a worst case for spawn. They really want to fight on top of infantry. Jesus Christ, they're doing a really large amount of shock damage. Oh baby. Okay, we're gonna have some fun with this unit. I think next round, if they don't have like good counters, like you can't do it against Empire or Wood Elves, where they have like shooting and spears. But if they don't have good counters, I'm going to try a quad spawn build. Look at that shit. I wonder if they changed their animations. Because these things were, like, really not performing before. But this is up against, like, about their value in infantry. And these are, like, Bleak Swords are good. That's, like, a strong infantry unit. Oh. Delicious. All right. How much damage can we do with spawn? I don't think these are even the dirtiest. The Zinj ones are probably the best. All right, we got cows. 1-0. And this is going to be a 4-rounder tonight. Okay, so how do we build the cow legions? There's so many good units that we want to work in here because I also like the chariots just got 3k and we're full health between them against dwarves. And they would have they got 5 charge bonus and 10 weapon strength. Yep. They were they had less weapon strength before. Although I wonder we can probably see this on Total War stats. I know the other spawn did. I actually don't know if the unmarked spawn did. Let's take a look. Total War stats. I'm pretty sure these got 10 weapon strength too. The charge bonus and the weapon strength are multiplicative. So, like, their initial spike damage is a product of the two. They got 2. Yeah. So they got 10 weapon strength and also, like, pretty AP heavy weapon strength, which is better than just weapon strength. I think it's a bigger buff than it looks. What I don't understand is they just were really performing. So they might have also got, like, some hidden animation changes or something. But 5 charge bonus and a bunch of AP are nothing to joke about. Like that AP is the equivalent of adding like twice as much non-AP. So they got like 20 weapon strength on their old profile, which is pretty gross, I think. But maybe not. I swear to God, they didn't perform like that before, though. Like, look at the I bet 2 of the Zinj ones will beat these 5 Bleak Swords pretty hard. And this is like without support. So if you put them on top of like a Chaos Warrior or a Halberd, they're just going absolutely hog wild over there. Let's make sure that we're not overly delaying the event, given that we are the ones that control when the next round happens. And 426 was when we called it, so people should be wrapping up right about now. Okay. Advanced Swiss. Tournament chat at Goblins. Uh-oh, we're fighting Max. Uh-oh. Max plays things that are good against cows. This is a problem. At Max Millionaire. We up. All right, time to play through a shit matchup, probably. Hey. What did you go for today? Beastman is winnable, though. Let's try this really fast. Well, Max responds. Yeah, I bet these spawn actually beat this. It's pretty chunky, like 170. Thump. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's playing Coast. Interesting. Coast is not necessarily easy for the Beastie Boys, but we certainly have play. This is probably not the matchup for the spawn, unfortunately. I'm very tempted by Cygor spam. Like, how long can we afford to eat rocks at him before we go in? I guess the... Oh, that's weird. Maybe Gep's right. If they get surrounded, they get dunked. So probably do need like 3 or 2 support them with infantry. Let's load up for Max. Max round 2. Send message. Beastman here. And what are we looking at map-wise? Norscan Rise. There we go. Okay, so we want an open map that is good for rushing and not for shooting. There is like a Beastman plan where you try to outshoot them. Okay, so our options here are Norscan Rise and Dunes of Cain, which are both pretty good defensive maps. That's awkward. Let's try Norscan Rise. Let's try Norscan Rise, because we can take top on Norscan Rise. And then maybe carry that into like an eventual win. I'm going to try some Cygors here, because we're like, we're kind of boxed in. Okay, so what do we want to do? He can bring a whole bunch of chaff and spooky stuff, so our leadership is dropped. We can rush him and try to break down his guns. That's like a pretty reasonable strategy. Or we can try to outshoot, which I don't think is particularly likely to work. Also, they can like walk up some carronades and just sort of like dominate the center space. Yeah, I have a hard time picturing the Eye of Morsleaf getting enough damage in rock tosses. Although, man, it's real tempting. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We'll be responsible. Max is good at the game. We'll respect our opponent's skill, however lame it may be to do that. Okay, so I think what I want to do here is take like a foot poke caster. Ooh, this unit kind of sucks since the changes. We could also try old Kazrak. Maybe Kazrak. I think we want to compromise his shooting, so a tough, hard-to-kill Lord actually makes sense to me here. And I don't know if we want to spend... I don't know if we want to spend the 200 for more mass. So then we take a foot caster. I guess actually the other option would be we Purple Sun some of his guns. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's Purple Sun it up, sure. And then we need to think about how we're going to deal with the hordes of undead. And I think what we can do is take a bunch of Ungors, even though they're going to rout, because like something has to absorb the initial assault. I do think we want a Gorble, although let's reinforce it. Although, you know, the starter... The Gorbles are notoriously bad at diving, but the starter Gorble can help us capture points. I don't think we want the Gorble. We'll get some Zangors to play like point capture games early. And we're going to need some number of Harpies because he can take gun bats. And that's a big fucking problem. If he goes for Silostra, I'm a little bit tempted by like a single Cockatrice to hunt it down. Maybe this is like drunk talk, but let's give it a shot. And we want more than 0 Sentis because we need something to like reinforce effectively. And 1 spawn because we're trying to. Nah. I think actually the unit to try here is more Razor Gores. I could also go Razor Gore spam, but that's a little bit weakened to crabs. We want more than 0 Sentis for sure. And then the question is like, what's our rush core? Like, what are we trying to push his lines down with? Yeah, we need those ITP cores. I'm with you. Give me those ITP cores. ITP cores when. I think we can afford a couple of these to like keep off early game bats and like try to pick some good selective targets. And I actually like overloading on chariots quite a bit. But we do need some like quality anti-infantry so that we can win the frontline engage. I wonder if we can go light on the Ungors probably. And I like having access to 1 Corngore for like their crabs and shit. Oh, and they also actually they reinforce a lot of large units because their only good reinforcement is like the Terra guys. So Ungors probably have some game here. And maybe like 1 Razor Gore to have some cav that can do damage to crabs and stuff. Yeah, this seems like a reasonably balanced build. We're pretty heavy on the chariots, but that's because we want to see how the chariots do. And I guess just to make the spend work, we'll do this. And oh, build cannot be wrong. Perfect spend. And then what do we want as like our final shit? I guess just a melee cav. Yeah, melee cav seem fine. Okay, yeah, this is a plan. Is it a good plan? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's give it a shot. I like it. Into the breach we go. What kills gun crabs? Believe it or not, the fucking chariots. Not effectively, not like super efficiently, but they actually kind of slap if they have infantry support. We got the Corngores. It'll be really funny if we just lose to the gun crabs, but you know, such things happen. Okay. So he went pretty tall. 10 is not a lot of troops for the counts or the coast. So that probably means either he went like mass air cheese, or he's got maybe some heavy artillery or some big SEs. I don't know. Maybe Silostra. Silostra would actually be a bit of an issue. Gep was right. Our build has some vulnerabilities. I think maybe more axes would have been smart. But that's okay. We can try to outplay. Max is also really good, so easier said than done. I'm committing really hard to the top because I want to do a mid-game build-up. And so the point of sending a lot of shit top is to make sure that we get it. Like we want to be able to beat out whatever he sends there. Yeah, Gep, they have a really high charge bonus. They don't do well unassisted, but they do well as like you can like bump them into the back of the unit. It's more like they're it's an inefficient use of them, but they do damage incidentally. It's a terrible matchup one-on-one. But the chariots are like shockingly good at doing incidental damage to things that they have no right. Oh my god. Sick. When did these Oh my god. Okay, so that's pretty funny. He's got triple Sick. Okay, so we're gonna need to build up some more troops for this and not get shot. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Fucking Max. Oh yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go 2-cap him, and then we're just gonna make him come to us basically and try not to get shot too much. And our objective is to get enough troops that this ball of degeneracy doesn't have time to grind us down, and then we just like ignore the big boys because he's got what has he got on this? Summon and heal. Yeah. So basically, like, damage we do to these Leviathans is not real damage. He's just going to heal it up. This is so funny. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work, but it's cool. And then we're just going to kill everything that isn't erotic. Isn't one of those guys. So, you know, we immediately cap the side objectives. This is a very cool idea by him. And then we just sort of hang out, you know, like make him come to us type stuff. Because right now we're gonna run all these infantry in there like an idiot, and they're not gonna do jack shit because like there isn't really that many targets. So that's not what we want. We want to kill all those other things. Need to go. This is fun. And I guess we'll position here so we're in the option slot to counter cap. And this is kind of another like, what do we got here? Oh my god, he went elite. He was ready for our chariots, guys. He was like, not today. Not today, bucko. Jesus. So we kind of want to just like target all the other stuff. I wonder how crazy it is to avoid the rotting Leviathans with like a whole lot of chariots. We could also pick them off. It's like we've got raiders, and these raiders should kind of clap. But I'm a little tempted to run around them and see what we can get done with these chariots. I guess we're gonna have to pick them off probably. So we're gonna play on that assumption. Meaning we're summoning in counter large stuff, and we're gonna make an actual attempt to kill them rather than just like avoid them exclusively. And we're gonna push out here. We need to keep our archers spread so he can't get too many sundials off on them. And then essentially our plan is to take out all the infantry so he doesn't have cap weight and just time him out, which does mean that we cannot seed this point. Like it's of utter essence that we do not seed the point. And oh, this is actually kind of nice. We got the we got these guys isolated. We'll summon these, get those out of there because they're gonna get fucked up. Kill those. Recapture the point. Get you out of there. Run. Get some damage off. Get out of there. You chase that. You guys go in there. And it's a pretty long game to beat him on points while we're actively fighting. What is this? Scurvy dogs? Okay, so we're going to counter summon a cav for those. We need to be a little careful because if he gets multiple summons off top, he can definitely like grind us out over there. So we need to be like pretty mindful of that. And let's keep the chariots away from the things that kill chariots, probably. And now we counter summon a Senti, send him top. And we're looking for a blob for this fate. Or not fate, but this, whatever you call it. What is that spell called? Yeah, I've played thousands of hours of this game. No, I don't know the names of all of the spells. It's the thing, you know? It casts on the stuff. It's the thing. Purple Sun. And it would be great if we could, like, just cheeky cap a point here. Here, we'll cast that. ISO on this guy. Because if we cap the point, he's, like, essentially dead. Okay, gun bats. Need to counter summon those. Or bomber bats, actually. Let's keep our chariots moving. Right now, the prime directive is to kill the infantry, I think. And the chariots can definitely get picked off here. We're going to summon multiple of these because he's indicated an interest in flyers, and we don't want to get caught out where we have, like, nothing for those. He is out healing us in that blob. So that's, like, definitely a potential problem. He was, like, so damn ready for the chariots. Oh, well. What can he do, you know? I'm actually a little concerned about these crabs here. Why didn't anyone warn us? That's what I want to know. Chat, where were you when someone needed to tell me, dude, look out for the crabs? If only someone could have warned me. then I would be ready. All right. So these are going to kill those. I actually think we can get the chariots out and start sniping his reinforcements. One thing we could have done here that we didn't is to essentially just back off of the center fight and just kill all his reinforcements. The reason I didn't do that is that he has all those arty pieces, and I haven't really played around the giants, so I was like worried that basically he would like just shoot my shit while that was all going on. Like, I don't know how to reason about how much damage do those guys do. Does he have any real troops? Yeah, I guess this one's real. And as predicted, our damage is essentially negligible on his like ultra blob. So we do. I think we need to get out of this fight. Actually, he's gonna outvalue us here. Like, he's healing and stuff. Let's run there so we don't get caught. And essentially, we need to make him push over to 0.1. I probably should have done this earlier. Tiny brains, so well. And then, while he's doing that, we're gonna have to recap the other point. And then we ideally can get a 3-cap that way. So, like, he's going to need to chase here. I would be playing this a little slower if I were him because he's shooting us. And we can't let him actually cap here. Because this is like, definitely a game that we're losing if we don't get a 3-cap off. So, where did we put the chariots? Are the chariots dead? They're just low health. Okay. So we need to flood and cap here. And then we need to hold over here for like a little bit longer, which does mean microing these chariots. You get out of there. And then my lord is just going to like tie up their reinforcements for as long as possible. I think the depth guard got like the super infantry treatment, where now they are capable of putting down like 7 cap weight, if I recall correctly. Okay, so we get mid. Now we want to minimize the amount of damage he can do per time unit and get out of there while we hang on to this other point, because we're absolutely needing to like grind him out on the points here. This is kind of awkward because I think he's going to recap, but we're getting pretty close to being able to force a triple. So that's acceptable. We really don't want to lose this point because we're like getting absolutely crushed on value. And it's like triple or bust. He got it back, unfortunately. Okay, so we need to turn around and we need to counter summon here so he can't get it. And I don't think he's actually in triple territory right now. So currently we're losing. If he... Well, I mean, if we can hold 2 points, it's okay, but I actually kind of doubt our ability to hold 2. So what I would like to do here is recapture this point, if we at all can. And then essentially just hold 2 until the game ends. Because I don't think he really has the oomph here to deal with that. But our units are a little iffy in the leadership department, I'll say. Not a specialty of the chaff. That should be fine up top. We got our boards doing its stuff. This needs to go carve a hole through. I don't think we're going to be able to take this point, to be honest. That's a problem. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be able to take that. He's too set up. So new plan. We just hold 2. Which means we have to hold center and we have to hold top. Maybe. Yeah, let's try that plan. Because we're pretty good at carving his reinforcements out. You get over there. That does mean that we want to summon something for top. Because if we lose top, the plan's off. And let's get Kazrak out of there. These guys should run. Yeah, he's summoning a dog. Shit. And we don't have a counter summon unit. So these guys need to go up. Fortunately, 2 will do it right now. So let's send our chariot and stuff at these. Send that over there. We badly need another unit top. This is going to purple sun here and run away. You all go center so we can hold. Oh, we don't have any summons. Oh, get up there. Get up there. You get up there. Let's unsummon something this side of the map. Send more stuff center. Oh, God. Get in there, bitches. Not like this. Not like this. I'm really glad that he didn't just run a dog around and take, because that would have done it. So you need to get up there. Oh God, we're gonna lose top. Oh God. Okay, all you fuckers just run center. Just get on the point. Get on the point. Everybody get in. Get in there. Oh no. We're enough that if we recap top, actually, I think we're winning. So as long as we like don't lose our lord here, I think he got center, so he's gonna have the triple for some period of time. And he's also gonna take top. We can't stop that. So we really need to get all our shit up here and take it. Man, he was so ready for our chariots. Jesus. That's the hardest I've encountered in a while. Somehow we're still holding on to the point, which I don't fully understand, to be honest. We don't have time, so I'm just going to summon for a value loss. And we're going to give him some credible things to think about over here. While we just, like, blindly yeet everything in its dog top. Okay, we lost the point. So now we need to recap pretty fast and hold it, which I think we can do. This is still like a pretty anybody's game, because we were able to hold 2 points for so long. This is kind of exciting. And we need something with cap weight to sub in. Like, it's not going to cut it if we don't get cap weight on this point. And I think that's going to be this Senti as soon as it respawns. Let's get a purple sun off here. You go chase the bomb bats. I'll do a Senti first, because we don't have time really. So it's okay if he gets some damage off. We just need to get this point like immediately. And we need to threaten. We need to threaten recapping, because he's gonna be able to take this, and we're not gonna be able to hold it with this like giant pile of undead he's got coming. So actually we can probably hold. We can probably hold. Okay, so we got it. So now what we need to do is get rid of the bomb bats so they don't clear off the whole point. And then we'll use our elite units to basically harass and slow down the approach of his reinforcements. And hopefully that'll like stall it out long enough that we can take the day. And while that's going on, we can start making a play here for bot. But I don't want to summon anything there, because we just need to hold this for like 100 seconds. So it's more important that we stuff his attacking units up here. Actually, no, we can get it. We can get it. I actually prefer the play for bot right now, because like there's a world in which he recaptures top, but there's no way that he's going to do that and then also prevent us from taking bot, because he just won't have the summons really. I think we'll be able to win just on top, but I like the insurance policy of playing both, which is usually the wrong play, and quite possibly is the wrong play in this situation. As you can see by, like, it wasn't going to be close, but maybe now it is. But, you know, you got to live a little. Can we get a Senti out here? That would be really cool. Yep, Senti. Okay, so these guys are going to go threaten immediately. And he's gonna get this. Fuck. All right. You go this way. You go this way. This is gonna be really funny if we just get this bot point here. And you're gonna go try to take that. Okay, so we've got a little bit of time. This is fun. I'm having fun. Oh, he's got his dogs coming. He's got the dogs coming. We'll walk up there. I'm gonna walk up there and try to keep these off the point. And we'll send something sturdy over here. No dogs. Haha! The back door! The old Beastman back door! He was watching the front door, but not the back door, baby! Look at that. That'll do it, chat. Woo! Beasties! I love me some cows. All right, match 2. Back door. Yeah. That was a cool build by Max. I got some real sweaty hands over here. Jeez. That was like maximum sweatsimum. Okay, so we may need to rethink things a little bit in light of his fuck you chariots build. Because he was... Wait, okay, so rotting leviathans don't have a long-range missile. Maybe I just got... Did I get confused? I thought he had... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I got confused at the beginning. The Noctilus... I played that whole game wrong. I thought he brought somehow 3 necrofaxes. So I was looking at that and I was like, oh, he's going to shoot us to shit. But he did not do that. He brought... Oh, whoa, they increased their range. I see. So this unit used... When did that... Has this unit always had 145 range? I swear to God it had a short range before. So what I thought we were dealing with is like he had a bunch of the necrofax guns, which actually do pretty heavy damage. But just the rotting leviathans, we could have just tanked, actually. So I didn't realize that we didn't have to go in. So what we probably should have done is just like gone behind the objective, held 2 points, and then just ran away from wherever the main blob was while we charioted at all his reinforcements. And then, you know, Noctilus is going to get like a lot of shooting damage value, but you don't really care because he costs 3k. So whatever, you know, the 3k unit is going to get 3k. That's fine. Well, they aren't able to hold any points. But I played it like he had triple necrofax, which, you know, gave him, I think, a pretty good in because I was in melee for a while. I was like, I have to 3-cap here. But it ended up working out. The Beastmen are pretty scary that way. Like, you have to be kind of far ahead on them. Excellent. Like, you don't like Purple Sun? I thought it did pretty well there. The problem is Purple Sun. I don't think the problem is Purple Sun so much. I mean, we could take... If you mean like Trader Kit or something would help with the blob, yeah, that's true. I don't think the blob build is good enough against us that we're like the most worried. I want to try Purple Sun just because like it just got buffed a bunch and people have been posting crazy screenshots and I want like the MLG horn damage. But I recognize maybe it's not the best. Purple Sun. It 15 damage per second is a lot. Like it kind of chunks stuff. It's like a significant amount of damage output. Oh, I forgot to look at how much damage we got off the Lord, because I am actually testing how Kazrak is. He got a big buff. The late game. Oh, sure. You know, just the fact that he got into that position, though, I think was a function of us not playing correctly. I didn't know. It would be interesting if you can figure this out, chat. I didn't know when they extend the range on the Colossi to the Necrofax, whatever these things are. The animated Hulks. Fuck, what's the name of the unit? They also gave it the unit icon. It used to have a different unit icon. They gave it the unit icon that the gun guys have. rotting leviathans. So I was tricked by the foot. I don't think these guys always had a foot on them. I think Necrofax Colossi had a foot, and these only recently got it. But I got tricked by this, so I was like, oh, they have long range. And I think what we're supposed to do, we just like come up here, we do this, so our opener's right. But then instead of trying to 3-cap him, or maybe we 3-cap, but we don't take the extended fight. So we just piece here, and then I was giving them a wide berth, like they could shoot me, but I shouldn't have been. I should have been playing it in like this. And then essentially, whichever way they go with 2 of their 3 SEs, we just collapse the other point. And then, so like here, you know, we just put like a spear or something cheap that's going to take these fatties a while to kill to hold the point. And then here, when he runs out, we don't need to engage here. We just back off and we keep holding 2, and we say like, go ahead and shoot us. You're going to have to get enough troops to triple cap at some point. Yes, it is max. I don't know. What are these units? Why do people always know what these units? It doesn't. Why wouldn't you just play it like chess? Like, you know, the tactic is you go over here and then over there and then you win. Yeah, that is karma. You're right. I need to fuck with the UI because I actually have some difficulty clicking on the units sometimes. I refuse to zoom in. That's for peasants. We're zoom out, stand, right or die. I need to change my UI so that I can play from space and it's fine. Okay, so yeah, here we were just taking the fight and we weren't supposed to do that because these were not Necrofax. Max, I was so ready for you to have like a normal gun line. I had these visions of descending upon your guns with chariots and cav and stuff, and you denied me that. I want you to know that you had a moral victory here. Okay, so this was good. The stuffing is good. I'm actually pretty impressed with how sticky Kazbrak is. They really have to devote a lot of focus to kill him for a 1300 point lord. Like, this is just beefy as fuck when he gets in melee. He's fully exhausted, which is kind of interesting. I like that they now show you what these do, but he still has 100 plus ward save and MR when he's in melee, which is pretty chonky, to be honest. That said, he basically is a single sled, and he doesn't have like the crazy sled animations that like Katarine does. May 2023, Jeff? Are you sure about that? They had 145 range since then? Well, that's upsetting. That's really upsetting. I don't have anyone to blame but myself. I do think we played the late game pretty well, conditioned on being wrong about what this unit is. I should also just hover things. Although in-game, like, you see a unit and you make the judgment, oh, that's what it is. And you're not going to be like, oh, let's double-check all the units to make sure that our judgment wasn't wrong. That's more like that's the kind of thing you got to look at the post-game analysis to figure out. Okay, so we're good. Advanced Swiss. Good. We're playing Mr. Prostate. The prostate that is apostate on... I hit up Daddy Turin to get me those sweet redirects next time. I'm excited about that. I've been like making and posting content for like 30 days. And then one night Turin was like, hey, let's redirect our viewers to your stream. And folks stuck around for like 2 hours. And I got more views in that period than the entire body of everything I had done in the last month. So now we're like, oh, we need the teat of the big streamer just to feed us. Feed us. All right, let's invite Mr. Prostate. Prostate. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I'm BM today. How about you? Centigore swarming a gun line. Yeah, no, that was, you also had the visions. That's the problem, Max. Like, I take issue with your prediction accuracy because it means that I don't get to have my chariot power fantasy, and that's upsetting. We'll get it. Well, we kind of got it round 1, actually. Yeah, the haggard one. That's very real. Our options are Blazing Ramparts, Brave Valley, or Bordello Landing. So we got Blazing. I think Blazing Ramparts is a pretty good map. Blazing Ramparts. Okay, that's a cool map. I like this one. It's not a good Beastman map, but it's sweet. Brave Valley is an exceptional Beastman map. Bordello is pretty good for us, too. Interesting. He says he can't join. Maybe you try hosting. I love hosting Dom tournaments. Like, I haven't had a single... One person was like, can I check in late? And that was the entirety of questions so far as the TO. Would you like to see? Oh, I should make sure everybody knows before people get salty that it's a... Also, because of player count, we are doing a 4-rounder. Plus playoff for tie resolution if needed. Chowie. Okay. I do like to play the Beastie Boys against the Chowie. I kind of want to do like a mass cockatrice spam and try to hold the air, but I think that it might not be correct to do that. Okay, Chowie. I think the Chowie, we want a map that's a turd map for shooting, and we want to have like a good goon squad. And Heroic Killing Blow is actually probably worth it here. I don't normally like these abilities, but when you have a high expectation of like a blob off, I think they can perform really well. And I think it's your band first. Your band first. I think for the map, yeah, he's top bracket. Okay. I'll put together a Chowie build. Can't leave home without chariots, because we're trying to do the chariot power fantasy. A couple of these. And then I think we want to ban Brave Valley. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Let's play Bordello. So Chorts can do a bunch of things now. Their range has opened up a lot. They can go like kind of tall and take their big SEs. They can take like a mortar train. We're gonna beat the pants off the mortar train idea. Oh, here it is. We get to bring out our cockatrice if he brings the train. We're gonna petrify and gaze it and then just beat the shit out of it with our SEs. And then this unit will just be really bad if that doesn't happen. I actually think it probably 1v1s trains pretty well late. So it's not just like a mortar train one trick. So we only get the one chariot if we're doing that. And then we have to think about what a good composition to deal with like a wide build is, because we're pretty good for SEs here, I think. Maybe a dog against them because they have a lot of turd units that we can route off. So I do want to bring Chaos Spawn this tournament. I don't think this is the matchup for it, but I'm going to bring a fun of Chaos Spawn because we want to see. Cockamacing, yeah. Jeff, why do you have to hit me with those facts? You're saying the unit hasn't been changed since patch 404. Do you have any other ways you would like to phrase that I am wrong? You can just say it too. You can just be like, Tim is wrong and an idiot, and I won't disagree with you in that case. That is why my username is own goal. All right. What the hell else do we want? So if he just flies over us with like a Burning Headcaster, I don't think we can allow that. So we need a starting thing to help manage that threat. And then I think we do want like some like, oh, we have so much chaff clear here. If he goes elite infantry, we need a thing for that. So oh, he probably also is going to take a bunch of Skirm Cav. Those are good against Beastmen. So maybe like just a little bit of a very light shooting presence to maintain spacing. And then I think we're 2 balls deep on the SE blob because we need to have some other stuff. 145 range has a Warhammer 2. You know, I actually played that unit in Warhammer 2. They've been the same since Jesus. They must have changed their icon, right? I think they changed the icon. So, you know, I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. We'll just kind of take like a baker's dozen of units, or whatever the saying is. So to dive the box, if that's what he does, I think I'm good with actually bringing 2 chariots and trying to live the chariot power fantasy. We've got a cockatrice and our SEs for trains, and then probably just like a little bit more infantry for if he goes like wide. I don't think the Sentis of Tzeentch are playable. So maybe we downgrade this. And I want to try some spawn. I know the spawn probably suck, but let's see how these guys can perform. Then we'll cut that, and we'll just bring something reasonable like a Great Weapon Senti, sure. Yeah, that's a plan. Close enough. Let's give it a shot. Tell them we're ready. Ready. GLHF. And this is a pretty low pressure event. You know, like if we lose, we'll just cast the semis and finals. So I'm trying to mess around a little bit, have some fun with the units I haven't gotten to play, test out some stuff. We are applying a degree of sweat, but only in the micro and the decision making, not the builds. I think Chorfs has a pretty hard time against Beastmen, to be honest. They sort of need to get a Lord Snipe to hang. And so if we load in and they see they have like heavy Lord Sniping SEs, you know, like multiple Bale Tauruses and a Deathcaster with Spirit Leech or like a Final Transcaster, we can just play our Lord pretty safely. And if they go like that, we're going to murk the rest of their army. So he's gotten pretty tall. 8 units. That's probably like double train or like a Lord Murder Blob. So we're going to do some Beastman bullshit here and just see if the Keeper's awake, which means right out the gate, we're going to make an attempt at his home point. We'll put the bare minimum stuff on our home point, and then we'll put like most of our troops deployed to middle so that they have like a safe position. These guys can go on that hotkey. These guys go on center hotkeys. Lord and melee are hotkeyed. Good. These guys can go high hotkey, and these go second melee hotkey. We're good to go. Let's make sure opponent's ready. You can hit go when deployed. I imagine he's already done with 8 units. CD, this should be good for them? Really? Oh, if buffs spawn or not. Yeah, sure, yeah. I don't know. I think the buffs, like, the thing is, even if they're bad, they're, like, what percentage bad are they? We're gonna, and then they got 100 value. I don't think it actually is a consequential issue. Okay, so he's got 2 Bale Tauruses, Deathcaster. So what we're gonna, does that have, oh, so he's like fully all in on the Lord Snipe. Okay. That's interesting. So we're gonna run our dude into a tree. We're gonna 2-cap him, and we're gonna chase this fucker with axes probably, because he doesn't have like Buna or anything for this. Man, that's a weird. Does he not have a second caster? And our Lord is now hidden. Let's keep this out of range. So for like the just Deathcaster situation, he kind of needs to like get his spells off, or like the Lord isn't going to perform and we'll ultimately win. So we're just going to deny him like particularly good Spirit Leech targets. And then he's going to have to dump the WOM in like a big flurry late. And then I don't think we want to fight early until we get like a little bit more mass. That's a little bit scary over there on the side, to be honest. Let's get this out before we forget. You guys can go over there. I am tempted to collapse, but oh shit, flame cannon. Okay. Okay, so there's two ways we can go. We can wait a while to engage and try to build up troops, but I actually think he has enough poke here that we want to just triple cap him and try to time it out. This might be a mistake, but I feel okay about it. Because the flame cannon and the skirm calves mean that in a really long game, he's just going to get ahead, and we're going to have a hell of a time getting back in. But it also means that he's like extraordinarily soft right now to us just rushing him down. And I'm actually gonna bring out the cockatrice in this situation, because what I would like to do more than anything is just catch him and like pick off this lord. And then this will screen. These guys will try to do some damage while moving into capture. These guys will go for a duel. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the cockatrice out, actually. I think this is a niche situation where the unit's appropriate. The fight that we're taking here might ultimately prove ruinous. Because we're fighting in like pretty good terms for the opponent. But I think it's okay. I think he was just poking us enough that we probably needed to go here. So it'll depend how well we can win this fight. Well, he's like not super well equipped for a dive. We need to get something on these guys. We'll send the spawn to do that job. These guys can focus fire this. You run over there. You get on top of that. We just need to incapacitate the elite shooting. And then we're 3-capping, and we're doing pretty good damage to his lord. If I get the opportunity, I'm going to overcast this right now on it. And my Doom Bull's coming in. Cockatrice is coming in. Let's go! Petrifying Gaze! Petrifying Gaze! Get him! Fuck him up! Fuck him up! Let's fucking go! Yep. Yeah! Niche unit! Final trads? Or not final trads, Oh, this is sick. We got him! We got him! Sick. The cockatrice. Overpowered. You heard it here first. Hopefully we can get the actual kill on the Lord. And not just like a rout. So let's keep the cockatrice on it. And then we're going to send our... Nice. Picked off the Lord. Now we'll send our other things into support. You guys get over there. Maybe we can actually take out this flame cannon. He like went so deep on the shooting. Actually, I kind of like taking... I kind of like picking off his other SE, which I think the Doom Bull and the Cockatrice are going to be capable of doing. And the reason is, like, if he has no Terror Source, he really doesn't have a lot of counterplay. He has a little bit of counterplay on this board to, like, effectively chain route off our low leadership things. So we're just going to shut that down. You guys go finish that off. And is that a... Okay, that's not a shooty one. Good. And the Doom Bull plus anything will beat almost anything, because his buffs are so crazy. Let's make sure that those guns don't turn and give us the business. You guys see if he's paying attention and try to take that out. And then we'll try to snipe this. I actually don't know how easy it is to kill a flame cannon in melee. Maybe not that easy, to be honest. But we're fucking that up, and we've got the triple. So, you know, that's pretty effective. This is not going as we hoped. All right, you guys run away. And maybe we'll get some cycling off here. Okay, it's time for the spawn. This is their niche purpose. We brought them for a reason. Everything has a purpose and a place. The spawn are going to come in, and because they're unbreakable, they're gonna dive and hopefully kill this flame cannon. MLG plays. It's probably a little dubious, but whatever. We're very far ahead. This is acceptable. Hopefully he doesn't kill our caster. All right, get in there, spawn. We just need to be a little bit mindful not to give up his home point. Because by diving like this, we absolutely can put ourselves in a position where we lose on value. Let's get the undercast here just to shut down what remaining chances he has over in this little fight. Oh, here come the spawn! Fulfilling their purpose. Everything in its place. Everything in its place, chat. I actually am pretty pleased with the cockatrice this game. It's like kind of a good unit on the Beastman roster. Like I see how it can perform when it's in the function of supporting an already winning SE squad. Like it's a little understated on its own, but not like egregiously so. But for okay stats, you get like pretty good holding abilities. And you need to be able to take advantage of those for them not to be just like totally terrible. Did we get a terror out there? No, it's the cockatrice is going to die, but that's fine. So all of the dives were bad. We should have just tanked the. If the game were closer, the dives would be punishing us and we would lose. We should have just tanked the arty shots and not done a spawn dive. Basically, like, we dominated the SE play so hard that we were able to make some kind of sketchy decisions and it was fine. But we certainly did not win because of the dive. And we've won. This game is overseas, as they say. Like, we've inted a very large amount of stuff and we're still probably up on the eyeball test. And he's just got negative time. There's no time. That stuff. Get those guys out there. Get some more chariots, some more chariot action going. All right, all right. I have a bloodthirst that only a dead flame cannon can cure. I need to slake the thirst. We're going for it. That's our objective, chat. We gotta take out that damn flame cannon. It is it's an offense to our rush player sensibilities that he can be so smug and just hang out in the spawn there shooting us with that arty. So we're going in on it until we get the kill. Go Lord. No. He's ready with the hard counter of don't let us do that. That's a shame. It's a big shame. Let me in. Let me in. All right, here they come. Backdoor attack. Backdoor attack. Engage. He's not letting us in, guys. Honestly, kind of rude. Ah! All right, let's see if the chariots can recapture. It's right there. Look at that. We can't kill it. We can't kill it. It's right there. We'll get a quick cast off. Oh, we're getting out. The Lord is getting out. Nice. I think we've achieved the mission. Man, it actually goes down pretty fast once you get on it. That's impressive. Don't mind that. Get some chariots in there, and I guess we'll go send some infantry over here. Why not? Send these guys in to fight the Kadai. Just whatever. All right. That was a good game. I needed to see how much damage the cockatrice got. The gaze was actually pretty high utility there. Geeth. Beastman. Chorf. Nice, nice. So Dinubel did pretty well. Not great, but I mean we were also spawn diving. The spawn did not do well, but we did a spawn dive. Yeah, really nothing but the throwing axes did exceptionally well. But I mean, that makes sense because he took a bunch of SEs and no targets. So, and we tabled his army, so there wasn't like a lot for us to go after. It's interesting. So even with us diving the cannon and all that, it only like just paid for itself. which tells me we're definitely supposed to just ignore it. That's good to know. You got to limit test, like, you need a spawn dive sometimes so that you know that it works or it doesn't. And I think when you're ahead is a pretty good time to take a shot at it. But that's a situation where their counter summons and stuff are just such a big issue for you. Okay, so the spawn were disappointing. The chariots did well. That is good to know. I think probably you need to take the spawn in a matchup where they don't have much armor. So the chorfs are not it. I just wanted to get them in at some point because, you got to test the unit. We got the Beastie Boys, another dub. Beastman. What else should we try? I wonder what's underexplored on the roster. I need to go check exactly what the patch buffs were. Total for patch notes 622. Let's see. What did we actually... Beastman. Okay, so the regular Beast Lord got a nice buff. Honestly, for 650, he's probably... Hey, how's it going, Dark Age? Not too bad. Having some fun with Beastman. So far, we're 3-0. Some pretty interesting games, learning some things. Can't complain. I'm interested in Foot Beast Lord, to be honest. 650 is really, really cheap for a decent melee lord. Kazrak, impressive. Has done well for us. The Bray Shaman nerfs, it was fine. You already have to take it, so nothing to check there. Zangor is kind of no. The Cockatrice is the unit that I'm most interested in, probably. Ooh, 80 on the Incarnate is also not chicken scratch. Because it has that, like, elemental disintegrate ability, so 80 actually probably buffs its health by, like, 10% or 15%. That's no joke. And then Korok's Man Rippers I already liked. This unit is good. We can bring it. The Eye of Morsleeve. Interesting. Was it hitting, Tom? The Eye of Morsleeve. I thought it was too inaccurate. Let's try that. Beastmen. What, you were just shooting infantry with it, or what? Here, we can bring the other one. Chorfs, Chaos Dwarfs. So they always bring this guy. That's pretty interesting. And then we'll just, I don't know, bring some holding infantry, sure. Was it that they were, like, overcasting things? Really? Oh, 2/3 range, I see. What's its, I wonder what the calibration distance is. So it probably has the same stats as the other one, but it gets chevrons, so it's more accurate. And then, what does it calibrate at? What the fuck? It has, 53 accuracy. I see. Oh, 320 is no joke. So that actually dials in pretty fast. Okay. And it's got a net, which you like to see. Okay. I'm not saying no. So we don't have an arty reticule on it, so we can't actually see the calibration. But let's just give it a couple yeets and see. Okay. I'm not saying no to that. I'm not saying no at all. That's okay. That's interesting. 12-second reload time. It's a pretty dodgeable projectile. Like, that's a lot of flight time on it. That's got, like, more hang time than Michael Jordan. So they can dodge that if they're, like, a high-skill player. So do we just take it if we don't respect our opponent? The calibration distance, there's, like, a little circle. You can see it on arty attack speed. And they start out at, like, a certain spread size based on their calibration area. Like, that defines the radius. And then they land somewhere random within that based on their accuracy. At the calibration distance, that circle begins to shrink rapidly. So, like, for this unit, it's 320, which is, like, about here. If you go out past this, there's a big circle. and then the circle will be smaller and smaller as you get inside. And the major inflection point is the calibration distance. I don't know the exact math on like the curve size, but you can. So how is this doing? It's not bad actually. Does it? And it has melee stats, so like. So that's a minute and a half of shooting. You can kind of extrapolate. I'm just gonna walk it into melee right now and see. You know, the net is a short-lived net, but it's worth something. 335. Can it actually kill infantry in melee is our question. Because it is a Pterosaurus, which, you know, we'll pay a couple hundred for that. It seems like the animations kind of suck in melee. So this thing needs to get a really significant amount of damage to be worth it. Like the Pterosaurus, 200 or 300. The net, like 150, because it's not a very long ranged or long duration net. So the unit itself is going to need to do whatever, like 1500 to be worth it. Which means its shots are going to need to be consistently doing like 900 to 1300 or something, which is a bit of a tall order, I think. I can see how it would work. I'm worried about it against like a really strong opponent who dodges some of those shots, because they seem like one of the easier projectiles to dodge. Here, I'll show you the calibration thing. So you go like, I don't know, Empire, take some cannons. You can see it with any arty, basically. It fights okay for this. Interesting. So maybe it's just like not good against infantry. I also wonder if it has weird flinch stats. A lot of the older units, like this is what they patched on the Arachnarok last patch, have like a much higher flinch rate than the more modern units, so they can just kind of like derp out if they get attacked. Like the Arachnarok no longer does and is like kind of the unit. Okay, so if you go like pause and you hold Alt, the coloration is difficult to see. But you see this little circle. So the calibration distance is probably on this unit like somewhere around here. And then when you get inside it, the circle shrinks and they get like quite accurate. Or like this one probably, yeah, you can see this is a less accurate unit. And so somewhere, I don't know, the calibration is going to be like somewhere around there on its distance. Like I think this unit has 480 range. So if you go look it up, it's probably got like the rate of expansion of the circle goes up like around here. So it's probably got like a 300 and some change calibration. That's an illustration of how that works. Let's go see. Let's check our assumption on that. See that we're not off. So I think it'll be like 330 or between 330 and 350. And what do we got? Calibration. Where is it? 300. Okay. Yeah. So somewhere in that ballpark. A little lower than I thought, but you can see that one was like, that one starts, the circle gets bigger like really early, and then this fucker, it's like basically accurate into the horizon. So like if you could see it on the Eye of Morrsliv, it would probably be like around here somewhere that it maintains moderate accuracy. All right, how is the bracket looking? I'm not opposed to trying one out. I need your vote on this when we get paired. We need to disrespect our opponent. So if we think that they're not going to dodge the shots, we'll bring one. And if we do that, we won't. And then we'll see how it does. And we'll penalize it based on our opponent's skill. I think if they don't dodge at all, it probably can go. It can trade up. I also kind of wonder, like, are you going to get some random hits from the Soul Eater, whatever thingy? What do you call it? Yeah, it's Soul Eater. So when they overcast, I think 100% of the time they'll miscast when this is in play. Which, like, I don't know, people aren't overcasting that much, but it's not nothing, right? Like, there is some potential to get value on it. The thing I'm kind of interested in is multiple cockatrices. Because, like, this is a really long CC. Like, a really long CC. So we can do some bullshit like this without committing that hard. And then the Slaughterer's Call buffs the cockatrices, so they're going to have some pretty monstrous offensive output. And we can just, like, net their lord twice. Because I don't think this game has any, like, CC cooldown where, like, your CC, your consecutive, like, nets, if you just do 2 nets, actually stick. So we could do like a hidden SE cheese where we start out with no cockatrices. Actually, I kind of like this. We save up 2100 and see if we could get their lord out of position, and then we just double summon and we're like pop pop fuck. You know, and we can like take a Traderkin caster and like hide him in the bushes. This isn't actually that all in. Like these units are fine on their own. And this is that's 2500. We're spending like 5k on this bullshit. Which is a lot, but that's like a little bit more than a Dread Saurian. So we can still have an army in this. And you know, if we don't get their lord, we're not dead. It's not like an all-in gambit. I might try that if I get the opportunity, like the super assassination squad. Can we go even harder? I guess we could get no, these already have poison. We could get like one Pestigore in the vicinity when this occurs, and so if anything at all routes, the Pestigore will proc Tears of Nurgle and further CC the thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're doing the Beastman Uber SE cheese if we get the opportunity. The question is, will it work? Because I can see just this derping into a brick wall of like spears and archers, and like their lord just kind of waddles away. Okay, so the round is over as of just now. GG, well played, sir. Very interesting. And we'll go advanced Swiss. So this one doesn't matter. We're locked for top 4. So this is the moment. This is where it all happens. We're gonna, regardless of what Jacker Skins is playing, we're gonna send the SE cheese and try to kill his lord. And I hope you're not listening, Jacker. If you are, just close your ears and pretend it's not gonna happen. Actually, tell us you know, and then we'll know that it like really works, because you're still able to assassinate their lord even if they know it's coming. I don't think he's on the stream. Okay, where are the maps? Our options are Edge of the Darkwood, Whirling Maelstrom, Itza, Jacker Skins, hey. I need to talk to the old wifey for a second, make sure we get some food. I think we were going to order Thai food, which I'm excited about, but we didn't figure out the timing. Oh, it's hot in here. Oh boy. 80 outside, 80 inside. Okay, so we got our maps. We messaged our opponent. Let's ask him, what did you play today? I'm on Beastman. Looks like you have the next map banned. All right. Notepad, BRB, restroom, and food. Okay. What I need you to figure out, chat. So here's what we're locked in on. We're taking this no matter what. We're going, like, this is the core of our idea. We have one Pestigore. We have our SE Blob. And we have 2 cockatrice. What? Given that this is like kind of all in, what should the rest of our army be so that this doesn't suck? That's your puzzle while I get a snack. BRB, see you in a second. All right. We got some chicken fried rice on the way. I'm excited about that. Oh boy. It is cooking in here. Did you guys figure it out? Warhounds. Yeah, okay. 5 Hunger Raiders. All right. Those are some ideas. Hang on, our AC has fallen off of the AC thing. Let's fix that. Oh. We do not want the 95-degree stream room. It's like hooked up to this hose. Key thing got loose. So we gotta reattach the hose. Beautiful. I think we're good. Whew, AC's back on. Everything's gonna be okay. Hunger Raiders. All right, Tom, because no one else suggested anything, I'm gonna do exactly that. Well, also dogs. State Jimmy had the dogs. We're taking all the stips. Yeah, we'll take the dogs. Okay, so we need... Oh, what is Jacker playing? It's just... Oh, Chorfs. Okay. Okay, so he bans Maelstrom. Let's play Edge of the Darkwood. Nice. I think this will be really good for us. On Edge of the Darkwood, this will work. Have good vibes. Okay, so we go these. I haven't been able to try the Grog Hooves, so I want to give the Grog Hooves a shot. I haven't played them much lately. And against Chorfs, I don't hate one of these. One of these. We need to be prepared for SE cheese, which all this shit should do. We'll throw in some of these, I guess. Just to screen missiles. And then late game, we do want more than 0 spears, I think. This build's filling up. Okay, Grog Hooves, get out of here. This is why I never take the Grog Hooves. And this is a huge map. So we can take that. That looks pretty good to me, actually. What do you think, chat? Is this going to cook him? I think it's going to cook him. Well, I think it's going to cook him. Maybe we want a chariot caster on this map, to be honest. We don't really have the salary cap for it. We spend it all on this stuff. Okay, this is good. Edge of the Darkwood. So we're gonna get these out. That's the stip, and we're gonna hopefully kill some stuff with them. Tell me we're ready. Cool. I see this working out. On a smaller map, maybe not. But this is just like a massive map. I expect for that to be like kind of a problem for the Chorfs. Actually, you know what? The Seni axes kicked so much ass last time that I would like to try. Let's test some more units, you know. This is the only way to, like, if you just never take stuff unless you're comfortable with it, you'll literally never take certain units. So I would rather have them not perform well or lose, but figure out what's good. Then I would win more. So we'll give that a shot. I guess in the similar vein, against specifically Chorfs, I'm interested in how much taking the murder items can help. Which of these is better? Do we want charge bonus or melee attack? I think charge bonus, because the thing gooses itself up to such a ridiculous degree on attack that we're going to be hitting our attacks. The charge bonus will give us more damage. I think also, I think the crazy roll on these fuckers can mean that we let's try more of these. The Zangors just got buffed. I want to see their performance. If they suck, they suck. So we got to cut down. Okay, that's perfect. Cool. I guess we are actually a little light on this build on answers for like infantry blob. So maybe what we do is we take a caster that is ready for that scenario. We're just give me all the speculative units. Let's just put them all in there. Oh yeah, Tom? Yeah, I can see how they would really work. Jacker's thinking. I won't begrudge him that. We just went for a big snack. He's deep in thought. How do we beat the Beastmen on Edge of Darkwood? The map is big. The Beastmen like big maps. This is a problem. If you watch this later, Jacker, yes, it is. It's a huge problem. You're going to have a very hard time holding points in the late game unless you kill my lord. But that's going to be hard because we have 2 cockatrices. Okay. Are they going to work? I feel they didn't get buffed that much. Although they have, honestly, they've been buffed in a bunch of successive patches. They compare pretty favorably to like a Manticore, which is a borderline playable unit. You pay 250 more, yeah. Or you pay 250 more, they're tankier, they have AP, they have poison, they have like fully a net. Yeah, I believe it on the regen. Like they get kind of counterfired by some of the, and it's not the bad kind of regen, right? Like they don't have the actual regeneration ability that produces fire weakness. They have like they're boozing while they're running. There's some proper centaurs blessed by Dionysus. All right, activate space cam. So what we want to do is cap points fast, all of them, and then we're perfectly willing to cede those back. We can kind of play like a very slow and methodical game where we like chip them out. Let's just hotkey all our imp on one thing. We got these guys ready to rock. And I'm just going to beeline them for... And he went for like a pretty wide build, so we're going to be able to... let's optimize a bit here. He's not going to have Artie in the opener. He's going to have like a bunch of goblins and stuff. So we're actually optimizing for capturing really fast and potentially delaying his recap. So we'll do it like this. So we're committing pretty hard to like an early cap, which I think is fine. And then we can sort of, there's a possibility of like dancing a bit and keeping him off points. And then that'll really buy a lot of time for us to get all those cockatrices. What's the plural? Somebody look that up. Is it cockatrices? Cockatrice. A murder of cockatrice. I think we do need to do the fancy, clever delayed summon, GLHF, where they don't come out until it's time to knock the Lord to pieces. If he has a Foot Lord, it's a little bit awkward. Oh boy, okay. So what's he got? What the hell is this? Let's micro and then we'll read that spell. What's the worst thing that could happen, you know? You all get out there. Okay, what's this shit do? Hellhammer. Okay, so it's a very powerful wind. All right, that's good to know. So we're gonna want to get the caster out, and what is this? Soul of Damnation. Okay, that's fine. And then we're gonna cap his home point because fuck you. That's why. And we're gonna try to provide a distraction for a period of time. This is gonna run away because it's been stripped of its shield and dealt some damage. And we're going to make it look like we want to go in and fight. Which maybe gets his attention away from actually assessing the game state. Oh, he's going for the mid. Okay, well, actually, we do probably want to fight then. I wonder if the cockatrices can go kill this shit. So we don't want to let him take mid. And at this point, we're kind of pot committed to the cock squad, if you will. So we're gonna do it. And I guess if he lets us, we're just gonna walk up and attack his lord. You know, like he didn't bring anything to stop it. It'll be a little anticlimactic if we don't even need the cockatrices because his lord just like dies when we go after it. This is greedy, but okay, now we're gonna bring out when he blobs. These need to spread. Okay, it's time, it's time. Go get him. We're gonna bring out our caster, and maybe we can yeah baby. We line of sighted the shot. MLG plays. Play the MLG horn, you know. Okay, now we pop the buffs. Get in there, cockatrice. Net him. Fuck him up. Oh, this is sick. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? You shoot that. You charge and see if he's paying attention. Get the other cockatrice out. You guys get in there. He was not paying attention. Good. You blob punish. Fuck him up, boys! Petrifying gaze. All right. Good shit. I believe that the cockatrice was actually strictly necessary to this stratagem. So I'm very glad that we took it. Man, it's too bad that he's got a footlord. Otherwise, we would just be going ham here. Okay, cockatrice is going to take off. Let's actually try to get the lord kill here. He does have one of those cheap lords where we're not necessarily winning just because we got the lord snipe, you know? You guys go over there. And then I'm going to send one. Oh, this is pretty cool, actually. We can... Oh, these are low enough ammo that I don't need to worry about them too much, I think. I'm going to send that one over there, and this one, I guess, let's try this. We're going to gaze this thing and go in on it. And he's beating us in this fight over here, but I'm not sure it's actually a huge issue. What does he got over there? Is this guns? Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's guns. Okay, so this runs. These guys are going to route off his remaining stuff. You get in there. You guys go over there. And I think we just actually do fight over his save point right now. Because like he's in a situation where he does not have a lot of time. He like, especially by summoning those Granite Guard to protect his arty, he puts himself in a position where it's going to be like a very, very long time before he has anything to counterplay on these points. Let's zone that off. And so, you know, he's got about a minute before this thing's over because there's no way he's going to be able to like reverse triple cap. About a minute. And I don't think he's going to be able to get this point in that amount of time. So I'm inclined to not play the value game and instead hit chat. The dog is working. It's going to get its value. Nice work, chat. So I'm interested in getting this spell off on that elite shooting unit if we can. Which requires it getting in range somehow. But I think that can be arranged. We need to pop these buffs so that we get our value off them. And we don't want to let the Granite Guard pop our Lord by walking up. So we're going to take a low health, low value unit and send it in to provide some disruption, even though it probably will die to enemy fire. And then this is just going to give us like the little bit of extra time we need to get in there so that he can't broadside our Lord. And I think we have Wom for an overcast here. So now we int our unit. We cast the vortex. Our unit will die a glorious death, but for the cause. And that should really fuck up his stuff. And then we can insta-route them probably by running in with our Terror Source. All the while, you know, our Lord now has impunity to whack the other thing. So we feel pretty good about that exchange. These guys should make sure that that doesn't just trade with... Oh, those are Inferno Guard. Shit. Okay, we got the route. That's good. So we can stay on it, I think. If we should try. This is going to run away. And then when those get the turnaround, it'll turn and fight. And now we just need to stop him from capturing anything. And, you know, I think the window is such that we're actually comfortable doing a spawn dive here. So we'll run there. And unlike the last game, we're now far enough ahead that the spawn dive is actually strategic. We dropped an order. Get this over there. The Cockatrice, not impressing. But the Murder Blob, impressing. Let's see if we can pick off the Hell Cannon here. And also just kill his Lord again. Good shit, good shit. The Granite Guard are definitely scary. Maybe we just walk into them with these shielded melee units. You rear charge that, and that'll do it. Nice. So a parliament. I like that. A parliament. The parliament was deployed. Our murder squad actually kind of clutched. Like, well, this is a known good. Like, these two guys do not fuck around. The Zangars were kind of mid, but they stayed alive, and they were hard to shoot, so that's fine. The Raiders actually did great. Thanks, chat. All the chat units, no, this did its job. It was full health, and it chased a thing. I was going to say all the chat units did well. Oh, my God. Purple Sun. Ooh. That Purple Sun on the Elite Infantry was chef's kiss. So that was just 2 Purple Suns. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it hits. And the Cockatrices did abysmally. But that was because there was no Lord for them to get. So it's not fair, you know. The other stuff already killed the Lords before he arrived. All right. I don't know about the Cockatrices, but I do like Doombull Gorgle. Doombull Gorble. Say that 10 times fast. Doombull. Doombull Gorble. I definitely can't. Chaos Dwarves. Beastman. All right. Nice tidy 4-0. Purple is no joke. Absolutely. Cockatrixes. I kind of like Cockatrixes. Cockatrixes. When do you do the pluralization with the C? Because I know some words like that. It's like cockatrices. Cockatrice, cockatrices. Treces. GG well played, he says. GG well played. Gotta respect the opponent. Streamed that one if you want to watch it later with some commentary. Maybe I shouldn't say that because we're like... we're having fun. We're having fun. I think that's also a pretty cursed matchup for the Chorfs, to be honest. Especially on that map. So we've got a little room to play. Wait, can we YouTube... How to pronounce cockatrices. All right, what do we got?
Cockatrices.
Huh.
Cockatrices.
I don't... Cockatrices? Is this one of those troll...
Cockatrices.
They're saying cockatrices. I feel like this is like a... This is a troll one. They're fucking with us, right? Like, somebody... I need to know... This can't... I need to see a different link. I know people upload fake ones. How to pronounce... Let's try this one.
Cockatrices.
Oh, that sounds, yeah, that sounds better. That's like he's got like the British Empire. Cockatrices. So it's like a cockatrices. All right. The Brits got it. That first one was definitely trolling. I love that people just upload YouTube pronunciation videos and they go like tortilla, tortilla, and it's just completely not right. Okay, nobody's asking any questions. That's great. You love it when you admin and no one has anything to ask of you. Da, da, da. What else do we got? SFT declarations. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Who do we need to fight? So maybe Jacker Skin again. Maybe attack speed. Wood Elf Degenerate. Maybe death by ricochet again. Okay, okay. This looks like a pretty good top 4 for the Beastie Boys, if we're being honest. The thing that I don't have a great handle on is was the buff of 2MA good enough for the Zangors? And I think how Arcane Charge works on these guys is it counts the enemy charge, so it's definitely a unit that'll perform better depending on when it's used. What was our initial pronunciation attack speed? Cockatrices? Cockatrixes. Cockatrixes. So I don't have a good feel for like how does this guy, I guess we can do some quick unit tests. How does this compare to other middle tier infantry units? Because I think that at this point all of the marked variants of Zangors and also the dual wep cores are like essentially balanced. I'm just making sure my AC didn't fall out so we don't get cooked. So a good what's a good middle tier benchmark unit right now? Probably what is the most likely thing to face that is a good infantry unit that costs a decent amount? I guess. Oh yeah. Let me just do one because I think we're gonna start the top 4 pretty soon here. I guess I should probably make sure that Space Pope and Ignis didn't just dip out. And we do. It looks like we do actually have a playoff. Okay, wait. So Ignem Manus and the Space Pope. What are their records? Ignem Manus and Space Pope. Oh, they're 1-1, so it's not gonna. So we don't. There's no tiebreak necessary. We have a very clean cut. Okay, I'm gonna just announce the top 4 in this order, so we can keep the tournament moving. It might switch the order, but whatever. As the admin, fairness is less important than fun, so I'm doing it. No one can stop me. So we'll go at own goal. That's me. The 4 seed at death by ricochet. And actually, let's just do advanced top 4 and let the site figure it out. I hope it doesn't break if the round wasn't fully done. This way I don't have to do any manual entry. Washed Wednesday. Okay, so I'm fighting Jacker Skin again. Yeah, all right. At Jacker Skin, at death, at attack speed. Top 4 is up. GLHF. So we're this time on Road, Valley of Lies, or Decrepit Moor. And we need to go find Jacker Skin again. Looks like you made top 4. And we're up again. And who gets the first map ban this time? Looks like it's me. I need to look at these maps. Valley of Lies. What is this? I think this is a good Beastman map, actually. Just take a quick look, then we'll go play. Because it's big. And Decrepit Moor is a pretty good defensive map, so we want Road or that, probably. Oh yeah, sorry, Chad. I got on the question of these units, and then I had to go administrate. Oh yeah, sure, attack speed. I don't care. This is just for funsies. Scout my builds for all I care. You're still gonna lose. If, you know, if it's like a big playoff or something, you can sweat it. But this is like a casual weekday tournament. And I'm already qualified for world champs, so I don't give a shit. I'm just trying stuff and having fun. Okay, this map has okay defensive positions, but also it's very wide, so there's like a lot of ability to get across the map. It is deep though, so he can like set up over there. That said, he's pretty fucked if he gets behind on points, because he's gonna have to come all the way across and fight the Beastmen on an open map, which is a nightmare. So I don't mind this. So we'll ban Decrepit more, I think. Yeah, that sounds right to me. Decrepit more. Decrepit more. Yeah. Okay. I'll go message our opponent. Ban Decrepit more. Decrepit's just like a very good defensive map because you can deploy on the high ground and then they have to like attack you uphill across the map. And the other ones are much more balanced. So the cockatrixes are not going to make an appearance. I was like a little on the heavy-handed side, I think. We don't want to go that deep. We're gonna play like more of a. As I was just saying, I don't care. I do want to win. So we're gonna play Trihardium Absurdium. We need to see what map he wants to play first. Prefer Valley or Road to Talib? Question mark. Bacon time. Yeah, I can see some bacon. We got some bacon chariots. How about 2 of them? I love this unit. We got some bacon cav. Seems fine. Our opponent showed us that he likes tall play. No. He went really wide. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. What else do we want? So if he plays, I'm like, oh, Chaos Spawn. Chaos Spawn. He opened on a bunch of skirms. So I think this might actually be a double caster game where if he goes for the skirm opener, we're just gonna summon a Shadow Shaman. No, it is not. It's terrible. They can shoot it. It's very hard to cheese people in Dom. At least at like a high level of play. Yeah, Pesties Besties sound pretty good. Not sure yet. Ban Road, we're playing Valley. Cool. Sounds good. Looks like you are host. So remember to set, exclamation point. And he did go for a Soul of Damnation last time. So I don't think we want to go Besties so that he doesn't get the ability to just like chill and shoot them. And I do think we want enough missile complement that we can early pressure him. And we definitely want, oh crap, we can't go double caster and a oh yeah, thanks for playing, Cookie. Lumi's kind of fun. Yeah, I can give Brett a shot. I like Brett. Penguin just won a big event with it. It's a cool faction. So I think we just go a spam caster actually. Because it's fine. And I think I have enough skill advantage on opponent that we don't need to be pushing. We don't need to be pushing our build advantages into the extreme. We just need to play like a safe, balanced strategy. And we should be able to take him out. I do really love Korok's Man Rippers, but against what he's presented to us, that's definitely not the way to go. How are we going to catch his damn skirms? This cockatrice. What deals with the big bull lord? Oh, all kinds of stuff. Shooting, spells. Or on his side? Just our SEs. Just thinking. Chariot might be worth. Oh god, they made this unit cost so much. I guess if we take away the lore passive, we can start it in the opener. And that'll give us like a pretty proactive game against his skirmish. I don't hate that at all. And I'm not sold on ooh. Wait. Oh yeah, there it is. Shit, we already took one. I was like, oh, we can perfect spend. We can perfect spend. I want to start because we're in Valley of Lies, so we can definitely insta 3-cap him. And then play like a retreating game. He's got to be really, really careful because on this map, it's like the easiest thing in the world to get into a position where he's not going to be able to push back against the Beastmen. And we definitely would like to put him to the test on that and like make him play that game. Yeah, Tom. Yeah. Let's take one. We don't need 2 chariots. Yeah, you're right. I'm a greedy man. And the Pigos are like not the best, to be honest. Sentis are better. And then I'm a little short on anti-infantry tools if we cut the second one of those. So we would like something to handle like elite Schwarf infantry since he's shown such a proclivity for that. I don't think we can take an incarnate because he's like a hell cannon stand. So maybe we just go for like let's do an anti-inf Mino actually. These guys can kind of slap. Or we could do a shield Mino, but I kind of like the 18 BVI. Yeah, let's do that. More axes and a great weapon senti. Oh, you're scared of the SEs? No, just micro. It's fine. You know. Oh, I wanted to try these guys more, especially because you said these were good, and then I can blame you if it's not the case, which will be fun. Okay. The Pesty's got to go, and now we have a build. Perfect. Ready. Oh, check my DMs. What's my GMs? Oh. Danikin, let me check. Oh, God. Did we fuck up the top 8? Oh, no. Danikin is telling me. Oh, no. But he was like 4 points. Let's look. Oh, did you 4-0? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay, let me fix this. This is awkward. Lol. Thanks for getting on the stream. Oh, no. Okay. What do we do? Oh, no. So Danikin actually went 4-0. But I didn't know that because I just found out. Shit. So what do we do? So we put Death by Ricochet in. And Jacker skin. Oh god, an attack speed. Okay. We can fix this. We're just gonna do the right thing. Yeah, I was distracted by the stream. Well, how much do you want to play? That's my question. Because we could do the right thing and just like when attack speed finishes this game, we can just be like, hey, sorry, never mind. And then what was supposed to happen here is that attack speed and death. Oh, sick. Okay. They're playing right now, which would have been the playoff game because they would have been tied. Oh, that's convenient. Okay, so we have a tidy resolution to this. I'll just play against. Yeah. So the way this should have gone down. Yeah, they're just playing their tiebreak. I thought this was the top 4, but just completely by good luck, it turned out that this worked out as their tiebreak. So we'll have them play, and then the winner will play Danikin, and I can play Jacker skin right now. Yeah. Okay, everything's all right. It's all right, chat. At death by ricochet at attack speed. I was distracted on stream and missed this. You guys are playing your playoff game, and then winner plays Daniken. The Daniken match will be the semi. You would have been the tie break match anyways, so it works out. Sorry, all. Sorry, all. Okay. All is good. I'm not sorry. Man, I really want to run the raw infantry, but I just don't think that's like the slot we have the anti-infantry Mino in. But I don't think this is the matchup for it because of grenades. I think the Mino will perform better in a situation. Oh yeah. I messaged Boss Toss. Okay, sounds good. Don't report your score. And I will fix the semi to be correct. Or if at Hippo or Boss or someone can while I play and stream, that's great. We can just play T4 and fix it after. Nice. All right, everything is kosher. Everything is good. And now we are going to take our opponent's home objective. I keep hearing the AC unit like almost collapsing over there. It's like holding on by a thread, not because the unit is old, but just because the hose is barely attached. So if I keep looking over there, it's so that I don't go into Dante's Inferno. All right. What do? We want these to be in the good direction towards our opponent, but close to the point. And we're just gonna yeet them over there and hope it works. Okay, so we got those. We have a center position. We'll take the stuff that's good at avoiding shooting and put it over there. Oh, I guess he likes skirms, so we also need to be prepared for that. And then we've got our caster, which we're going to also yeet in. And that'll buy us a cap in a little bit of time, probably. And then our lord and these guys can go center. All right. This is like a little bit sketchy. A little bit sketchy. But I've done dumber things. I think we're overly enamored with the idea here of getting the cap. Because we can get sucked into a really bad trade early, especially if we don't actually take the point. And then that's one way that you can lose an otherwise favorable matchup. But I also want to limit test, so we're doing it. So this will be, we're gonna have to move fast and pretty precise on this point play. And if it looks bad, we need to get off. Blackhorns would actually be all right here. They're real susceptible to the grenades, but if you can keep them out of the way, they do well. GLHF, and he took a less tall build than last time, so we'll see. Get in there. Okay, so he doesn't have the skirms, he does have trains, so we can cap. What's this guy? So he's got Hellhammer, that's good. Oh, he's got a Kadai Destroyer. Interesting. Okay. That plays. So we get a bunch of range. And then we want to get our anti-large stuff out as soon as possible. And these guys are actually such that you can profitably... What is that? Oh, Hobgoblins. I was going to say these guys are such that you can... The blunderbusses are such that you can profitably get them with the spells, but instead what we're going to do is get the squishier thing. So against the Kadai, we're summoning max ranged. Also, this is like... Oh, man, this is like... the build up and or chariot ideal scenario. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that back rank. So his back rank is completely flat. Oh my god. We're gonna do so much damage with this chariot. Holy shit. Holy shit. We just have to avoid him for a little while because we need... Oh, those are Castellans, not trains. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I like that tech. That's gonna cause problems for us. I actually like that tech a lot. Okay. So we still want this for the Kadai. Because I'm pretty sure we can... oh god, where did it go? I'm pretty sure we can actually still beat the Kadai in melee. But we do need to play our spacing game precisely. Because of the Castellans. And all the guns. Like, if we walk inside the gun range at the wrong time, we will fully lose the game on the spot. So this is like, you know, a little bit of a delicate dance. I would like to not give him this point, if I can. But it's not actually that important in light of... right now we're out trading him. Oh, no, we're not actually. That's funny. No, something's up. We're not getting credited damage that we've dealt. Because, like, just the eyeball test, we've definitely done more unit value than he has done to us. So it's, like, not... It's doing that thing where it doesn't always count non-armored AP. So we want to stay out of his shooting range here and just take whatever we can get shot-wise. And be a little bit careful. I'm actually inclined to get one of these out. I think the dive can wait because he has 0 ability to pressure us. So we're actually... Yes, he has more shooting than us. But what's he going to do if we just sit here poking him? Even if it's like low value stuff on the sides. Oh, he's going to do that. Okay. What's he going to do if we sit here poking him? Hellhammer! Blah! I'm unfamiliar with the Chorf spells. Okay, so that hurt. And we're no longer out poking. But let's not panic, you know? Let's not panic. We've got time. So what I would like to do is... we're in a little bit of an awkward spot because we summoned for a poke game. But we're facing down guns, which will dunk our poke if we just go in. I'm going to set up a big pincer, I think. And we're not going to take more damage from those because we're not a big dummy. All of the time. Some of the time we're a big dummy. And then we're going to get some stuff to apply pressure to these guns out. That really hurt. Ow. And I guess we can keep up this poke game a little bit. So this needs to... Oop, fuck, misclick. Chat, I'm frazzled. I'm frazzled, chat. He blew up our thing. We said he couldn't do that, and he did it. That's upsetting. I'm upset. Okay. Find your center. Find your center. We're going to set up a envelop and bring in the chariot that we were supposed to summon previously. And then we need to screen our approach effectively, not clump our units, and do an effective job diving this ranged backline. We have to be a little bit wary of the Kadai. Also, we have to be very careful that he doesn't Hellhammer like this giant target line of shit. I don't think he has his camera zoomed out because we're he's not like microing on both sides. So we're putting him in a mildly uncomfortable position here, but he's getting poke advantage and we need to go. Let's not lose our caster. Okay, so which side is he weaker on? He's actually pretty well positioned for our dive. So I think we just go both sides. We'll feint this side and see if that provokes a reaction, and then we're going to summon the Minos next, I think. And to the extent he allows us to, we want to get the axes on the big boy. Okay, let's go in here, go in there, rush these, send the Lord in, send this in on the on that. He's got renders, so we have to be a little bit cognizant of those. Get this out, shoot those renders. Don't hit these units. And I think I'm going to go for his Lord with these. This is going on the Kadai. That can put some pressure on those. We're in an awkward spot where the guns are not compromised, so I'm going to actually dive these. That needs to get out. This needs to run away. Hopefully he won't notice. That's doing very good damage there. This can probably actually kill his lord. Send those in. I'm going to ignore the big thing. Get these away from the renders. Those on that. Reduce the defensive abilities of that. You go there. And you chase down those guns. You shoot that. Shit. Shit. We don't have anything for those. I guess countercharge. The Skirmcav can do all right here. Get our Lord out. Run the Lord. Try to get a route on that. You charge those. This is looking pretty bad, chat. I think we can scrap it out. But he's like way ahead on value. Our brain is tiny. We do have the midpoint. We're going to probably need to clutch this somehow. Which can include taking his home objective, and it can include a Lord Snipe. Yeah, it's probably Lord Snipe o'clock. And this is going to need to... If those guns stay online, we're fucked. Basically. Like, I don't think we can win with those guns in play. So we're going to try to use our superior mobility to put pressure on them. Run these away. Hopefully we can get the kill on the damn Lord. This goes on the guns. This goes on the guns. Lord runs away. This can get some damage on that. You kill those. You run in there. You get on those guns. Thank God he's AFKing those guns. That would be a big fucking problem if he wasn't. This is getting its ass kicked, so let's get it out. I'm just going to avoid the Kadai at this point, I think. Chariot, you get in there. I think we're losing. We're going to need... So we're not getting a Lord pick at this point. The Lord's too well defended. So basically... We need to win on points or by killing his missile units. So these guys are going to go in there. Those guys are going to go in there. We got the kill there. We still hold center, but barely. This is like a real close game. We need to get these in. This is not doing its job here. These can run in there. Kill that. Our inability to hold center is going to be pretty awkward here. Maybe we can hold it. Those go in there. You guys all get over there. As long as we don't lose our Lord, we are in a position where we can potentially 3-cap him and time him out. I think this can work. I think this can work. It's breaking our way. He got distracted with the Kadai, so we're gonna... We don't really want him to have a Terror Piece active. So we're gonna just, like, run like hell and try to draw it all the way into our spawn if we can. These need to get away from that. You can do damage to it, though. Let's try to just cap this point real quick. You charge that. This needs to run. I think we're going to get his home objective, which might be enough to pull it out. We need to get something to deal with the center position active over here, because he's got these renders, which are going to be an issue. I think our chariot can probably actually kill his lord, so let's go for that. And we don't have the 3-cap. He's got his home objective right now. This is not where that belongs. Yikes. What point don't we have? Oh, I don't think we have his home objective. Okay. Send this in there. Oh, God. Oh, God. Lord it. Lord it. Lord it. Run. Everybody get over there. Oh, God. That's how you lose. That's how you lose. Tiny brains! Tiny brains! Okay, he's out. He's out. Now run. Just get the Lord the fuck out of there. It doesn't... The rest of it doesn't matter. We're winning if our Lord is alive. Whoo! Oh, I looked away. I thought I could get that render, and I could not get that render. Now we really need to cap his home point though, because like our ability to grind out this late game fight is severely kneecapped by not having an active Lord. Because the Doom Bowl is eventually going to run off, and also is essential to our ability to blob fight. So let's see if we can just goose this point real quick. And if not, it's going to be a big problem. Okay, so we need something for the big stuff. He's not paying attention to this. It's like off his screen. Let's see if we can just kill it with a single raider. We might. And maybe these guys can charge in and finish off the Lord. Now we're getting to the point where if we can hold our home objective, he might just lose. We don't... Man, I'd really like to get his objective. The game's over if we get it. But I don't... Fuck, I don't think we can. Okay, our Lord's alive. Let's just get him away from the map edge. And I'm going to summon this because it can play a better zone defense than some other things. Yeah, I think he's going to be able to hold over here, which is real fucking awkward. You get over there. Actually, I'm going to... Doombowl didn't hear no bell. Okay, we need to hold for a while still. But this is not the end of the world. We got a low health Lord, but that's actually sort of the ideal. Like, you don't really want to finish these games with, like, max health Lords. You want to use them to the fullest, draw some aggro from the enemy, and then get the dub. Now we're just going for cap weight. And he's decided that the Kadai Destroyer needs to end up over there. We can stuff a little bit on his save point. Let's not get these killed by the Kadai. And I think we've got it. I think we've got it, chat. That was a hell of a game. Our opponent put up Jackerskins put up a very good fight there. So I think in hindsight, like the dive on his save point and the focus on his Lord were mistakes. Like that cheap melee Lord is just very tough. It has like very high effective health per gold. And so I think by going for it like that, we invest a lot of resources on that instead of his squishy backline. And we should have just been running by the slow Lord and taking out the backline 100%. So that's a learning, but you know, live and learn. I really thought I could kill it with the anti-infantry Minos. It probably has the damn thing where it like staggers a lot. Like if we go look back at the replay, it was probably like derping and not getting hit by the Minos. So it is what it is. Good to know. That was an exciting semifinal. Jesus. Semis, Beastman, CD, Jacker 1. Yeah, yeah. This is my hand right now. It's just covered in sweat. This is my mouse pad. It's just drenched. That's my heart. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's like significantly drenched in sweat. I'll do a little like, gotta dry that sucker off. It's like 80 degrees in here. Woo! All right, semifinal dub. Let's check in on how the other side is going. If you watch this, Jacker, that was really well played. Gave us a pretty hard run for our money there. Yeah, I think we just got the wrong target priority, and we needed to. Let's see where his damage came from. I needed to be more aware of his spell poke, and not let it just like wipe early, because that's what started the cascade of failure. And his cav did a lot better than I was expecting, so I might need to go like look at those stats and engages and make sure that the Senti play was on point. And then the Zangors actually did pretty well. I thought they would suck, but oh my god, the Grog Hoops crushed. So basically, like, our Lord and Hero did not perform. He was ready for those, which makes sense. He'd seen our build. And we went in on the wrong targets with them, so we didn't effectively incapacitate the backline. So I think that game would not be close if we fixed those mistakes. Good to know. No big deal. GG, very well played. Was calling that out on stream as good execution. Okay, so who are we fighting next? So attack speed And we'll probably cast we'll probably see if they're cool with us casting that one. Beastmen. So that we have something for you all to look at. Beastmen. Chaos Dwarves. Beastman wins. I always miss enter. The greatest challenge is correctly entering the score sometimes. Sounds good. At Jacker. Or at attack speed. At attack speed. And at Ricochet. Ricochet. How do you spell Ricochet? Rick. Death by Ricochet. LMK when done. And can winner or Daniken open a spec slot so we can cast it before the finals? Oh boy. Okay, so what's Daniken playing? 10 Glade Guard hurt by Stabulal Dolly. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, we gotta update the record. Did that thing, the record tracker dropped off the screen? Cow, SFT, finals. Just updating for stream. Save to desktop. Oh yeah, that was a real scrap. Export. We definitely needed to like do a couple things there to pull that one out. Whew, got to make sure we've got a little bit left in the tank when the finals roll around. Jeez, it'll be nice to get a quick little break to cast the semis. Attack speed 1, cool. Host battle, host a spec. Semis, I can just host. At attack speed, at Daniken. There we go. And what maps are they looking at? I guess this is their call, but the same ones. So Talabheim, Valley of Lies, Decrepit Moor. Yeah, you'll get me next time, Jackard. RTK Squire's got to stay hungry. Jacker's a teammate for everybody. It's very cool to see folks come into the community and play that well right out the gate. He's got some tournaments on him, you know. He's not like a brand new player, but you know, still, there's a lot of olds in this game. There's a lot of people who have been playing, like, you know, before Warhammer Total War. My first game was Rome 2 in the series, but I haven't like ground all the titles. But yeah, I'm an old. That is for sure. Okay, attack speed is in. Let's make sure Daniken saw it, because sometimes this stuff can be noisy. Daniken, all right, you're up, champ. I want attack speed to win. I'm an unbiased RTK caster. So down with Rat, up with RTK. No, I'm actually really glad Rat exists. It's kind of boring if there's just like only 1 or 2 clans in the game. So it's fun to have like a different clan out there and putting up some results and showing a bunch of great players, especially Daniken. He's had great progression. Oh god, did I fuck this up? Oh, I need a player slot. Okay. KK, I messed up the player slots, so might need to switch down or rejoin. There we go. We'll see if our internet works. Tell me what map when picked. All right, so this one's for the semifinals, and they're fighting for the right to go battle us on stream in the finals, playing for the marbles. I think both of these folks actually. Oh, I shouldn't look at that. I need a. We're still getting our. There we go. No peeking. Boss toss. It's like bullseye. You know, I can sort of just like sense the game state. We just like Max, that's true except for Anticity. Like the thing is, RTK is a group of amateurs. We practice pretty hard, you know, like we're good friends, the team is organized. We've won more world champs than anybody else, but we are amateurs. Anticity is a professional. So like, you know, it's Tuesday at 1 o'clock. What am I doing? I'm arguing with people about some architecture document or some shit. And it's playing Warhammer. He's getting ready. He's getting ready to win. It's Wednesday at 3 o'clock. What am I doing? I'm arguing with people at work. And it's playing Warhammer. He's getting ready to win. And this is he's talented. He's a great player. He's smart, and he works a lot harder. So you know that's a difficult thing to overcome. So Ent is like the main character here. He's single-handedly keeping RTK from utter domination because he took us down in the last couple world champs. Like he beat me in the finals. I think he's probably played against like half RTK, and it's just like buh, 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 buh. So we actually were lamenting this when Void left the game because it was fun. Like it brings us together. You know, we have someone we have to beat, and it would be a bummer if Ent was bad, because then it's back to like, oh, we're just shitting on everyone, and the only thing we have to do is hide our builds from each other so we can win. Oh, I was waxing poetic. Okay, Decrepit Moor. The players are ready. We'll load in. So we appreciate Ent over here at RTK. And Void, if you're listening, just make a new Smurf and come back, all right? We miss you. Just don't be a dick like last time. And only one Smurf, not two. Don't make none of that Mofit bullshit. We know you're a good player. Maybe cut out the leg switching and the wall hacking also. I've got an all-time world champs record sheet, and then I just have like an asterisk next to Void and Mofet for like all the different ways they were simultaneously cheating. Okay, so we got a game. Let's take this blocker off. What do we have here? We have the mighty attack speed enjoyer, formidable wood elf main, facing off against the recently highly successful Danican. And then they'll just get shit on in the finals when they play me because both of those matchups are cursed. So the prize is, that's how we lose, you know. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so Danican has gone for 2 Canite Assassins. That is cool. So they've got like this basically Traderkin effect that they can activate. And the unit itself is quite strong in melee and has this like proximity range shot. That is really cool. I love this unit. I guess he's anticipating these against the Waystalkers, but what he might not know is that Waystalkers just eat them for breakfast because they have homing missiles and more range. This is actually a terrible unit in Waystalkers. I guess it's faster. Maybe, I don't know. Danican's been playing a lot of Dark Elves. I am really interested to see how this performs. And then he's got a nice Penumbral Horse, Melkoth caster, bunch of chariots, little arty, some bleak swords. I like this. This is like a rounded bill. He loves the double assassins. I'm excited to see how these do. Like, how much do you think they're going to trade up? I think they're not. I think the Waystalkers are going to shoot him in the face and they're going to die. But what do I know? Oh, they also have stock. Okay. If they get on the Waystalkers, so they have stock and Strider. That's cool. So that unit could work. Yeah, that's a really cool piece of tech. I actually like that quite a bit. So we've got a really simple loadout. Oh, I kind of like this. Just Spellweaver Shadows Melkoth. That's clean. Blessing of the Ancients. Maybe you can hang out in the woods and get like the bonus. And then some Glade Guard, some decent Wood Elves Infantry, and some Deep Woods. So he's pretty committed to the kite plan. That's interesting. Attack speed is messaging me. Oh, I need to press ready? No, I don't need to press ready. Oh, he was talking about it from before. I see. Interesting. So what I don't understand here, are these ranged units going to be able to effectively zone the Wood Elf stock shooting? Like who wins in this poke fest? The Scourge Runners or the Deep Woods? Because I think this game is probably going to be most decided by that. If the Deep Woods win the poking, it's going to be really, really awkward where the Scourge Runners have to like come in and dive. Although, he might go for it. Like he might just go for the full YOLO Chariot charge. I don't think that'll work, but there's no mass on the Wood Elf side. Oh, Danican is okay. He chickens out. Well, that's the worst thing you can do. because now you're just taking all the shots. I guess he was going up and trying to get like some counter volley, but the Wood Elves are going to be a hard faction to do that against. And the Waystalkers should just feast on these Scourge Runners. So I think the Wood Elves have the poke advantage here, and the Dark Elves are going to need to move in on that. Yeah. The Deep Woods seem like they would win. What the X factor is that the Dark Elf Cav is superior, and he's got some Doomfires here in the woods. I like that. If that was like not an intention, if that was an intentional thing where he's like pooling the Cav, that's nice. He might have also just microlapsed. But one thing I'm noticing is like attack speed is not summoning very much mass. So while he might be out poking the Dark Elves, he's not getting that far ahead right now. And there's a very real possibility between these silver shielded units and like multiple pieces of cavalry that the Dark Elves are able to come in and just clean house. Like the Doomfires just got buffed. They match up exceptionally well into Wild Riders because of their magic damage. So if he can dominate the mobility play, I don't think it's going to matter that he's getting out poked. So really, this is going to come down to like, can attack speed do enough damage to the Dark Elf units before the Dark Elves make the drop? And one thing I like here, like Daniken's doing a pretty good job dodging some of these shots, so that the Wood Elves don't accumulate too much advantage. And he's actually like basically keeping even on shot parity. I'd really like to see a little bit of counter arty fire. Like I think attack speed can be pushing up here a little bit harder so that he's getting more uptime on his missiles, and he can probably just walk up and take out these bolt throwers. But he would need a little more cav and positioning to do that. And like surprisingly, I think the Dark Elves are actually winning the poke game here. They haven't really presented a good target for the spells of the Wood Elves yet. And I think they themselves, oh no, they haven't actually cast any of these. So I actually sort of like the Dark Elf position here. The Wood Elves don't have like an awful lot of mass, although if you do the eyeball check, attack speed has summoned nothing for a while. He's got 2k gold, and now we're seeing some elite infantry coming in, but attack speed has not seen the Melkoths of the Dark Elves. And I think what we're going to see here is that these Wild Hunters of Kurnus, unless they can get right on a premium target, are going to get just absolutely destroyed by this spell. Like it's going to accumulate so much value so fast. So this is a pretty even game so far down the line. You know, like I think the value check is lying a little bit. Like it says attack speed has 925 damage, but he's placed a full Scourge Runner down, and he's got some additional poke on this one. Actually, no, that's about right. So I think Daniken is somehow winning the poke game so far. He's out-kiting the volleys. And attack speed hasn't managed to like phase his archer shots. You can get it so they don't all shoot at the same time. If you like, not the Deep Woods, but the regular archers. If you get them like, so only part of the unit has shooting lines lined up, you can get like half the unit to fire and then the other half. And if you get them out of phase, then it's very difficult for them to dodge. And it sounds complicated, but the micro is actually pretty easy. You just like point a unit part way away from the chariot, and then you point it after you see them shoot. Like, you know, a couple seconds later, you point it on target and they fully empty. Just like a nice little trick for these kinds of situations. You don't want to do that in games like a lot of the time, but if you have extra micro and there's nothing going on, out of phasing your archers and arty can make the kind of tactic Daniken was just doing not very effective against poke. So the bolt throwers are spending their ammo, but they're getting like a pretty good damage against the Wood Elves. And this is a really interesting board because neither player really wants to push out. Like the Wood Elves have the point lead, but they don't have the home point, and in order to go get it, they would need to push pretty hard. This is where I kind of would have liked to see a little bit more aggressive play with the Wood Elf units down here around the side. So, like, you know, this Dark Elf position doesn't have any ranged infantry to counterfire, and so if the Wood Elves could have some cav down here and move around and, like, poke, they could be doing pretty good damage on side shots to these and threatening the arty position. Yeah. This is welcome to Space Warhammer, everyone. We don't do none of that lore stuff. All tactics and strategy, baby. I actually love the lore stuff. Like the Scourge Runners are such a cool fucking unit. Look at them just like plowing into the spears, which is absolutely the wrong target, but still getting pretty good value. That's the coolest thing about this game, like all the individual units just being rendered and fighting. So attack speed is accumulating a little bit of a damage advantage, but like while this is all going on, there's quite a bit of Dark Elf cavalry pooling in the back. And I'm worried for attack speed. Like I think that the Dark Elf cavalry corps, especially these Doomfires matching up against the Wood Elves Hunters, which rely heavily on their Fizz Resist, are going to get outclassed, and then he's going to be able to just sweep up all this ranged. So the critical moment in this game is going to come when the Dark Elves collapse. Attack speed is going to have a window of basically like 1.5 or 2 volleys to just absolutely erase some of these Doomfires and Cav. And if he doesn't succeed in capitalizing on that window, it's going to be absolute curtains for him. So, you know, a tight game, pretty close. I think that the Scourge Runners have been doing their job. Like they're drawing Wood Elf Fire, they're getting some damage off. They're still alive enough, so they're like trading down a little bit, but they're preventing the Wood Elves from pushing up and putting a material chip into the Dark Elf units. So I really actually like how Daniken is playing this one. Like I think that he doesn't have any impetus to go out, and he knows that in the late game his Chariot resummons, which will match up well against the Wood Elf Cav, and his cavalry horde is going to be able to overrun this ranged heavy position. So this is, like, in my opinion, a pretty clean build-up approach. The one issue he's going to run into is that because he's got these Reaper Bolt throwers, which have very, very slow DPS, if we get to a army cap situation where both players have summoned the entirety of their armies, he's going to be unable to resummon. And so I like how he's playing, like, the early... Like, he's got chariots that are out of ammo. He's doing... Oh, my goodness. We got some arrows of Kernus coming down on the Lord. I don't actually like that from the Wood Elves. I would be prioritizing the infantry, because the Lord basically is not going to get killed, and it's going to make it to the end game. And so what you really need to do here as the Wood Elves is prevent them from accumulating like a critical mass of melee units such that they can crash in and run over your position. I do like emptying the Waystalker ammo and resummoning them, because we are absolutely going to gold cap here. I just don't like that particular target priority. I think also the Khainite Assassins, once they're revealed, just get lit up. They don't, as far as I'm aware, they don't even have that much missile resist. Yeah, just 15. So a Waystalker can just pick this apart in probably about a minute and a half or two, which is just a really, really good trade because these guys are pricey. Okay, so here we go. This is the critical moment. Daniken has decided that now is the time. It's time to send in all of his cavalry and collapse the Wood Elf position. Attack speed is actually pretty good at defending these kinds of attacks. I like this play here, like getting the Doomfires out, getting some bolts off. The Wood Elf cavalry comes in to support. The Dark Elf Lord is being a little bit careful because it took that like heavy damage earlier. And really what you need to be looking out for is, are these Deepwoods able to get damage on the cavalry? Because if they are, it's going to be an easy dub for the Wood Elves. And if they're not, the Wood Elves are going to get crushed. This is really aggressive play from attack speed. He needs to be careful here and not get his cav caught out. Like without this cav, he's got absolutely nothing going on. It's faster, but oh, that's a disaster. That Wild Rider getting caught in melee right there is so bad. Similarly here, Daniken's getting the better of these charges, and I really don't like the infantry charges here. Like, you can charge on the approach when you have a cavalry advantage and there's no support cav, but in this case, Daniken actually has the cavalry advantage, so the Wood Elves need to be playing their cavalry back with their ranged troops and playing them reactively to counter dive. And now his backfield is like pretty compromised. You know, there's a good window here. He's going up on value and he's getting good shots on the Doomfire Warlocks, but there's so much Dark Elf Cav still in play, and these ranged units are not going to be able to carry without like sufficient cavalry and spear support. Like over here on the backfield, you see the Wood Elf position getting entirely overrun by the Doomfires, and also I think the Dark Elves are going to be able to counter summon more effectively than the Wood Elves. If you look at the score, there is some potential for the Wood Elves to pull this out on points, but not really. I mean, you know, there's plenty of time left, and they've got like plenty of melee units in play, so like at this point, they've got about 200 points before they need to recap a point to avoid a 3-cap, and they're getting cavalry dominance. You know, like looking at this backfield, they're picking off the Wild Riders. There's one of them intact here, but the Wild Hunters are going down, and there's really just like 2 spears, this one great Stag Knight, and not a lot else to protect the tattered Wood Elf defensive positions. And so while attack speed is up like 1,000 here, I actually kind of like the Dark Elf position. Let's see if he can bring it home. You know, there's still like a lot of play left here. There's 2 squishy lords that are live in a cavalry situation, so these things can be like pretty vulnerable. Like either lord dying would be game deciding here. This Foot Lord actually is going to be weirdly a little bit harder to kill, even with the recent changes. Pulling down here and looking at the points, there was a little bit of an attempt to get the Glade Riders around, but just easily shut down by the Dark Riders. And if attack speed can't hold this home point, he's going to lose one of his better win conditions, which is like pulling this game out on the points. I think he's going to be able to do it here because he's got these 2 cavalry units fighting this Bleak Sword, but he'd really like to get some infantry in there to support, or at least like get a rear charge with these ones and go ahead and rout them off. The fact that he's able to hold up here with some spears in the cavalry scrum is pretty good for him, but it's not going to hold forever, you know. Like, there's a whole lot of Dark Elf units in here. The Witch Elves are arriving, and this is just like an unwinnable matchup for the spears. He's still got some uncompromised archers. It maybe if these can get shots on the Witch Elves, he can hold it out. He's also approaching into 3-cap territory pretty soon. So, you know, just quickly doing the math, at 1050, he would be needing no more 3 cap. So right now, like, oh god, this hard. It's hard to explain. 750 plus low score over 2 is less than high score, meaning it's okay. But I think he's actually going to be able to 3 cap here. Oh my god, this is going to come down to the wire. Attack speed is going to need to hold on to this middle point for a bit longer, and it looks like it's going to go with the Wood Elf position. So now there's actually plenty of time for Daniken to like swing around and take out this bottom point. Attack speed has a little bit of a moment to recompose. Somehow he's extended his lead up to 1500. And oh, he got an overcast on the Supreme Sorceress. He needs to be really careful because these Waystalkers have resummoned. Oh, maybe that was their AOK. But like a couple AOKs could swing this game out for attack speed. Oh man, this is going to be so close. So it looks like the Dark Elves have the 2 cap. And this is going to be like a raise or tight 3 cap situation. So like just at 1160, 750 plus 375 is 1125. So basically like, I think actually this 1 point will do it. Like he's going to get to 1,000 and attack speed is going to be over 1250. So right now Daniken does actually need to clean up the Wood Elves and go cap this safe point. Just doing some neurotypical behavior for all of you. Also, oh my gosh, here it comes, guys. Oh, attack speed, you dog. He's going in for the back cap with the low health units. If he can get this back cap, the game is over. Like he should be losing this. Like the Dark Elves had a pretty good position there. I think that they fell apart a little bit on the middle position, and the Witch Elves were able to be kited out by some like deep units. But oh my gosh, if he can hold his home point. Oh no! Oh no! The route! Did his lord walked into the Witch Elves, I think, and got picked off. Which of these Witch Elves did it? Who done it? I don't even know. Where did this? Did he? His lord is gone. The Wood Elf lord is gone. I missed that. Sorry about that, everybody. Maybe the K-Knight Assassins got it? That's crazy. That's the problem with playing from space. Okay, so that's what happened. Like the lord was gone, and these guys just routed right off. So he's not able to get the sneaky back cap. And that gives a ton of time to the Dark Elves. Although, at the same time, like, he's extended his lead to 2k, so this is really anybody's game. Like, the Dark Elf... Oh, and the Dark Elf Lord gets hit by the Waystalkers. It runs. I think it'll rally, but it's not 100% that it will. It just took a ton of damage. Okay, it did 0 leadership. The game is over if this Dark Elf Lord gets off the board. Like, there's no way the Dark Elves are coming back from that. Because they need a cap back here. They need to prevent a back cap, which I don't think is going to be forthcoming. And then simultaneously, the Wood Elves are actually pressuring mid enough that these Dark Elf units have to commit. Oh, and it rallies. It rallies. Oh, man. This is going to come down to the wire. So he's got to, like, clean up over here, deal with the remaining Wood Elf units. Please don't move your Lord out of the woods. Daniken, just keep it. You've had enough, you know. Oh, no. The Hagbane's route. Oh, my God. The Hagbane's route. So, like, he's got to hold on to this home point for a really long time now. And it looks like attack speed has microlapsed the Great Stag Knights. I think what we're probably seeing is his screen looks like this. Like, he's microing, he's looking back and forth. But, oh, there, he sees it. Okay. So that Great Stag was, like, AFK for enough time that it might be the decisive change. So now the Dark Elves are going to 3 cap. This will put them into a position where they no longer need to hold all 3 of the points. And so it's not going to be sufficient for the Wood Elves to go ahead and take back 1 point. They're going to need to cap a point back and then also take back another one, most likely. Because the amount of points that accumulate while the Dark Elves have these 3 points will easily put them within striking distance before a recap. And I like this like aggressive Rar summon. There's actually a pretty good chance that he can pull it off here. You know, it's going to come down to a fight. And we'll see how ballsy Daniken is. He might get into a situation where he actually needs to bring this Lord out and get another cast, which would be absolutely hilarious in my opinion. It's very ballsy because, you know, you're like, where are the Waystalkers? Okay, so maybe he gets this point. Daniken's very patient. You know, I've played against him in these situations. He knows when he needs to dive and not. I also like this, like, cheeky back cap by attack speed to get his home point back. And it's all going to come down to this cavalry engage. So I like that cast there. Daniken doing a good job dancing in and out. But now he picks off his save point again. And oh my goodness, this is going to be real close. Oh my goodness. So we've got 270 versus 370. So currently the 2 cap is enough for the Dark Elves. So basically, like, what needs to happen here is this fight has to go well enough for the Wood Elves that attack speed is then able to swing around and recapture his home point. Or backdoor Dryad. Okay, this Dryad is going to get it. This Dryad is definitely going to get it. So Daniken is going to need to send some stuff over here and somehow recap, or win this fight hard enough that he can capture it back. Because right now, if they just trade for a while, the Wood Elves pick up their home point and then hold it. The Wood Elves are winning. Wow, this is like an insanely close game. I would have liked to see a resummon of the Wood Elf Lord at some point here, because I don't think it routed off. It just fully died. And so he's taking a major leadership penalty, but I can see how it's tempting to like keep sending things in when it's this close and you know you just need to hold 1 point to play. And it looks like the Wood Elf units are getting routed off this point, but the Waystalkers have decent cap weight and they're going to be able to hold for a while. And oh my god, this is going to come right down to the wire. So there's no way the Dark Elves are going to be able to deal with this home point. And so really the question is, can attack speed hold on to point 1 for... Oh no! Daniken leaves the point! Daniken leaves the point! That's going to be the game. So he needed to keep all of these things on this point and get the 2 cap. But he blinked and thought he could capture the home point of the Wood Elves. And so he moved his things off. And now I think this point is going to stay in Wood Elves' control long enough that the 1 cap is actually going to do it for attack speed. And I don't think Daniken's going to be able to take this. Like, there's a pretty good number of Wood Elf troops here. And oh no, he doesn't cap it at all! Oh no, Daniken! Oh no! He thinks he's got it, but he goes derping on the Waystalker and runs off the point, and the other stock Waystalker holds it. So now there's not very much time, you know. There's just 10 seconds left to capture this point, and there's no way he's going to get it. That was an insanely close game. Holy shit. That's a great semifinal. Now they have to lose against me. I hope that they're, like, rested, you know. Oh, my goodness. That was my favorite game of this tournament. Holy shit. That's one of the best games I've seen in a while. Kind of a slow opener, but, like, right down the wire, and then, like, really, really dynamic late game with, like, close trading. Exciting stuff. Okay, so it looks like attack speed takes it home. We got a double RTK Pyramid Finals. Hashtag go RTK. If you guys like that kind of stuff, remember to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to grow this channel, and it really, really, really helps. And then also you can see me talk more, which is either good or very bad, depending on your persuasion. Clip that ending. Yeah, maybe. That was exciting. That was a really fun game. How did the... okay, so the K-Knight Assassins didn't do that well. But I really like Daniken's use of the chariots, even though they didn't perform. And I think if either player just was a little bit sharper on those cavalry engages, they get the game. So that was like a total razor margin. And the Waystalkers just crushed. They got a double summon. They got unsummoned gold. So the margin of victory was basically like Waystalkers still performing, which is cool to see after the nerf. All right, so I guess we just... How do we do this? I think I have to leave the lobby. So now we get to play against the Wood Elves. And we're probably just going to shit on them. Prepare for a less interesting game. I guess I'll just lobby invite attack speed. All right, the grand finals, everybody. We're playing for all the marbles. We got the RTK mirror. I'm playing against my Sith apprentice. Attack speed is an apprentice looking to kill the master. Original RTK join. Timbo Squire. I hate it when the Squires beat me. Now a full member. We're going to have to take him down. Oh, man. Oh, my palms are sweaty from that cast. That was like one of my favorite games in a long time, guys. Hope you liked it. Usually they're like boring and uninteresting when you have like Wood Elves versus Dark Elves. Like I played Charix and he just kind of pooped on me. He like poked me and I rushed him and then I died. What do we got map-wise here? Whirling Maelstrom, Talabheim, Darkwood. Whirling Maelstrom, Talabheim, Darkwood. And then he's top bracket, so you're banned first, sir. And we're not going to use a screen blocker. Attack speed is legit. He's our teammate. He's not going to take a peeky peek. Do we do a fun build? No. I want to win. After that game, I have a hunger for victory, so we're gonna do our absolute best to destroy the apprentice here. What does that mean? I know what that means. We start with a fuck ton of Zangors. That is a key ingredient to the dumpstering of the Welves. The Welves? The Wood Elves? Then it's either Khazrak or... I think he's harder to kill than the Doombull and more likely to be able to dive their shit. So it's this bad boy. We could also just take him on foot. I don't think foot is what we want. Does the other guy have... Nobody has a shield on their chariot, do they? No. Yeah. This is completely cursed, Max. Fun build? Okay, we'll do a mildly fun build. We'll do a mildly fun build. But not a completely fun build, because we're not drunk here. This is a responsible stream. This is a responsible stream. And then Widow's really hate to see Shadowcaster. We do need to... I guess, like, the main way he wins this is with Lord Snipe, so let's just take, like, unsnipeable Fatty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. He's not the best Lord ever, but, like, he's not the worst either. He's a little pricey for what he does, but if you just want a thing that's not going to die... Actually, we can have thing that dies and gets resummoned. That's probably better than thing that doesn't die. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to be as annoying as possible. So the way that they win is they kill our Lord. We're going to take a fucking foot melee Lord. And he's going to hang out in the trees until it's his time to shine. And then he's going to walk out there and just hit a couple things. I guess we can probably get away with the Chariot Lord. Yeah, that's 950. So that's cheap enough that we'll be able to resummon it. If we need to. Yeah. I think it makes sense. And then we'll take a secondary caster in case he kills our first caster. So this little booger can just waddle out and overcast some flocks. So we got that. Some good cav. Some chariots, because fuck you, Wood Elves. A little bit more infantry. Well, oh, we got to figure out what map we're on. So he banned Edge of the Darkwood. So we get Whirling Maelstrom. Whirling Maelstrom. So they have like a pretty safe spawn here, but there's also a lot of cover fire. Or we can go Road to Talabheim, which is a big map, and probably better for what we're trying to do. I'm kind of inclined to Talabheim, actually. I would like to get more reps on Whirling Maelstrom, because it's a new map and that's interesting. But it's like he's got a pretty good retreat into his spawn in that map. So let's do Talabheim. Let's do Road to Talab. I'm a coward, and I want to win. Yep. And we'll take a third chariot because fun. And also good. Fun and good. I don't really love the Ungor Raiders against them particularly. And we do, you know, they have some cav play, so I think a couple Ungor Spears are warranted just to, like, help screen the approach. And in the late game, you know, you can always summon a couple of these, and they're actually sort of a big problem for the Wood Elf cav. Then, so this will be annoying for any dive play. We should assume that he goes for some Waystalkers because he loves that unit. So we'll just take stuff that's hard to kill and has good, like, spread out forms. And we're not going to take any, like, phenomenal shooting targets so that he doesn't get, like, an easy dub that way. And we probably need more than 0 range in case he, like, just rolls up with some like, dragon flying over our shit trying to kill our lords type things. So we'll do that. Durthu Box is potentially a problem. So the Axis also can help a little bit with that. And then, you know, it's kind of dealer's choice on the remainder. I don't hate, like, one Razor Gore. You know, it's just, it's in a slot where, like, sometimes you just need a cheap cav that can get in there. I guess if he goes for a bunch of War Dancers and shit, that's, like, a little bit of a problem. If we don't have any Ungor Raiders. I hate Ungor Raiders in this matchup. They just kill them. But I don't think 2 is going to be a miss. And we're not really worried about capping our summons, so this is all fine and good. Yeah, okay, I like this kit. I think this is pretty good. In before Zotes cook. Yeah. Tom, the Zotes might just cook us. The Zotes are ready to cook. Although, you know what? They're slow, so you can kind of, like, bog them down and surround them. I guess if we're really worried about that, we can pack a couple more spears. The Ungor Spears are always, like, a meh unit, but they can do their job. Oh, and I need to set the map to Bordalo. Oh, wait. Road to Talabheim. Road. I had Bordalo in my head. Do we actually want to do Road to Talabheim? This is probably better for us than the other one. So yeah, we'll do this. Yeah. All right. That looks good. So we're going to do like a soft build up. And then we're going to go get him. And hopefully that's sufficient. Yep. I actually kind of like this. I like this Lord. I don't think we want the expensive shit. That's a pretty long and big buff. But I don't think any of this is really actually worth it. We just want to... Because there's like a very high probability of him getting killed at some point in this game. And so what we're trying to do is have enough units with like moderately high leadership. Doesn't he like the Zotes? Oh, the buffs are hitting. Interesting. Should we be a coward and bring a little more Senegors? Maybe. No. We'll take the L like a champ if that's how it goes. It's fine. Did we get the map right? Yeah, Road to Taliban. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I think this will be fine, chat. What's your prediction for what unit does the best here? Because we have if none of these 3 chariots just feast on Wood Elf, I'm gonna be legitimately sad. We only got to break out like the full-on like chariot abuse, drunken bacchanalia once against the dwarves, and they were on their way to get like 2.5k each, but all the dwarves were dead, so we didn't get to have our fun. We've got 4 chariots. We've got a chariot lord, 3 elite chariots. Hopefully, this gives the Wood Elf something to think about. And this is a map where I'm going to execute a strategy that Heisey, one of the best Chinese players, did against me with Norska. And it's super annoying. It like really works. And I wish it didn't. I've specifically lost to this as Wood Elves on this map. So we're gonna bust that out. You'll see what it is in a second. And it's upsetting. It's very upsetting. And hopefully it works. If he wins this, good credit to my apprentice, you know. The matchup's cursed, I think. I would avoid it for dear life. And so, you know, if this is something he can pull out, that's like just good, clean play from him. And I respect that. So we're going to set up for some flanky-panky, as it were. And then we're going to hit him with the good stuff. Don't get hit. Kill him, all that. Hopefully it's good enough. And we need to be we need to be a little bit careful here, because they can get some pretty monstrous side volleys off on us in the early game. And also, you know, maybe he's doing some crazy shit where he like stacks his Vanguard next to us. But I sort of doubt that, to be honest. I think he's got a couple Waystalkers sitting over there in his spawn, and he is gonna poke us with them for a while and then accept our push. Okay, here we go. Ready, GLHF. For all the marbles, chat, here we go. Beastman. It would be nice if he didn't have stock units so we could know what was going on at the beginning of the game, but I doubt he'll do us that service. Okay, so I don't see his Lord. We have to be really careful about Waystalkers just sniping us right out the gate. There's some War Dancers, which is indicative of fewer Waystalkers. There's Cav. Cav is more Waystalker indicating. There's a Spellweaver Shadows. Not Waystalker indicating. Or, sorry, Waywatcher. What we're concerned about is, like, triple Waywatchers come in here and just, like, barbecue us up immediately. Okay, so I'm actually going to play it safe because he took a left side approach, and we haven't gotten any shots yet. So until I know where his range shit is, there's no reason for me to expose myself to, like, a big blowout. And also, like, we're going to get the units that we need to triple cap him pretty soon. And so there's no need to play overly aggressively. In fact, let's back these up. And I'm going to summon just like a little bit of spears to help deal with his center cav presence and a small amount of shooting. We'll move those up. We'll move that up. And I think he's chilling in the woods over here. We're going to face check with a cheap unit because we have the ability to do that. And I don't really care if he gets the opening salvo on our silver shielded units. I just don't want it to get on any of the elites. And the question is, where the hell is attack speed? Where do you think he is, chat? Oh, there they are. There he fucking is. Okay. We can actually get... These are an acceptable target. Okay. So he went pretty melee heavy. That's really interesting. I still don't see his dam. Okay, there's some dryads. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, so he's taking the engage here. I think we need to actually sacrifice a couple units and let him have it. But he's going to be in a world of fucking hurt. Oh, there they are. Deepwood Scouts. Okay, let's get in here. He's going to be in a world of hurt when these ranged units get caught. Okay, you get in there. You get in there. You go after that. Holy shit, what just did all... Oh, it's the Deepwoods. The Deepwoods are, like, slapping our cav. Or our chariot. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, you get in there. Or maybe just get on the Lord. All these guys get in there. We need to win this engage badly. You get away from the Lord. You go shoot that. You chase those into the woods. I'm going to send my Lord in pretty aggressively. Let's get him out. Because I don't want him shooting the other ones. You charge those. That's a good matchup. Cav, get in the woods. And we'd really like to forest stuff the bulk of his units here. I need to get another chariot out when I get the opportunity, probably. Okay, wild hunters are out. Run away from those chariots. Oh, he's slowing the chariot just to catch it. That's a nice play. So all of our Melkoths are going to target the wild hunters. And we can countercharge it here. They're buff, but they're also fragile. And I'm going to OC to get that off. Okay, we've got the triple cap on him. We're going to lose on points here. Pretty hard. Like on value. So we need to pressure him on the clock, I think. So this blob is going to go in there and try to do some damage. This is going to run out. You go support that. And you guys keep chasing that. Actually, that fight in the last like little period of time went really well for us. More Sentis, because we want to take out his cavalry. This is going to try to go get a piece of those wild hunters. And the chariot actually is capable of chasing wild hunters. And now we're doing the annoying fucking thing I was talking about where you just like kind of chill in the woods against a ranged faction. And they, here, this chariot should get out of there. They get stuck, so they don't have like great shooting options. And it gives you like a lot of ability to control the rest of the map and put them in an awkward spot. Izzy just crushed me this way not that long ago. And he needs to be a little careful with that Lord. Like, we might be able to get a cheeky pick here. And I don't want to get too far outside of this forest area, because we've stuffed him, and he has this, like, area where he's not able to really get shooting value. And as long as we can maintain that, there's really no chance of him coming back into this game. Like, the way he gets back in is we make a mistake, and he gets a whole lot of value shooting us. So we should just maintain the stuff for as long as possible. At some point, he'll make a desperation play to go like cap over here. So we just need to check on that periodically and keep the stuff up. And I think that should probably bring it home. This looks like horrendous for the Wood Elves. Like, I do not want to be in their position on this board. This needs to get out. That can countercharge that. You guys get back in the woods so you don't take too much damage. You go for the Lord. Just cycle through those units. Okay, we got a cast off. Yeah, this looks like utterly abysmal. To the extent that I'm gonna just summon one backfield unit and some spears, because he's gonna get in like Cav Monopoly debt, where they're on your properties and they just keep getting more value because all their shit is up on the points. And that means that we know he's gonna have to just summon a lot of Cav to reinforce this position. So we can take a second off and get some spears in play, which are gonna be like ultra cost effective at grinding down his cavalry. And I don't think there's anything he can really do about that. So it feels like the right play. Let's get these up and just pile in on this Cav unit. The Cav is the priority. Basically, like, the archers aren't doing much when they're zoned into the trees. And so long as we can take out his cavalry, we get backfield advantage and we're able to just sort of plow through everything else. These rally, that's a little bit of an issue, but not a huge issue. Our Lord can get in there and get some more damage. Where is his Lord? Oh, we're trying. It's too fast. All right, you got that. Run away. And we'll keep summoning spears for the same reason we just talked about. Like, we're going to get to a point where we have so much of a value lead here that he's completely hosed. And then the spears will be waiting stocked on the points for when, like, his shitty cavalry comes in and tries to make a play. If the fight were closer down here and we weren't, like, already winning, we would need to send in more reinforcements to support it. But we're crushing the fight so hard that it's unnecessary. And the only way he wins, you know, is, like, somehow he claws back in on the points. I just had, like, a vision that I forgot to triple cap for a second. But no, we got it. The triple cap is good. We take those out. We don't want to chase too far here because we do still need to, like, hold points and stuff. So when he's got low ammo ranged units stuffed all the way back into his spawn, we don't really need to respect that. Let's get a throwing axe out because he's it's the same argument as the spears. Like, we're at the point in the game where we kind of know what's coming summon-wise, and so we can counter summon it proactively. And maybe we can get a little pick here going on his lord. The ideal would be to have a Senti over here, and we can also walk this spear over to the point so it can spawn camp re-arriving units. Nothing wrong with that. We'll get that Senti over there, get that Senti over there, keep summoning spears to Helm's Deep, and then this game is over. You know, what's for dinner? Some nice Thai food. That's the primary thing on my thought. Maybe how much damage can we get on one of these chariots? The chariots were not very drunken because attack speed is good at the game, and did a good job of shutting them down. So that's what I would call a little bit disappointing, but hey, you know, you take those. I would like to get some Zangors resummoned, but they're all healthy. So what do we do with that? There's the spear that we were waiting for with our spawn camp. So we'll send ours over, or the cav. And yeah, like, he's going to kill him, but it's fine. They're going to get their value, most likely. It would have been nicer if they were braced in that situation. We're going to stop yakety-saxing this lord, because we don't need to do that. Be a little more disciplined. Just our lord can chase it. And now we just need to, like, micro a little bit and not let him get, like, any large cav advantage. Because the only way he gets momentum here is, like, picking off a bunch of stuff consecutively with his cav. And so long as we just prioritize his cav and make sure that we get our charges and trade melee units, the door is, like, exceedingly shut. You know, we've slammed it. There's no way to open it. He's triple capped. He's spawn stuffed. Should suffice. And we'll actually charge our skirm cav in here, because his cav is stuck in melee against our ranged units, so he doesn't really have a good way to countercharge. And so we get the charge bonus, and our skirm cav, which, you know, they're hybrid units, they're not phenomenal at this role, are actually able to get a significant advantage in that exact situation. The lord is still just running away. I probably shouldn't have chased his faster lord with my slower lord. I'm actually just going to walk my lord over here and set it on the point and let it rest so we can get our vigor to the next vigor tier down. And that should prove pretty effective. Like really the only way, you know, now we're at 1300, so he's going to have to somehow clear all these units and take the point, which is realistically just not going to happen. So we don't actually need to, like, prosecute the dive. We can just, you know, send a couple units to counter things and continue trading well and stack up spears on the points so that there's, you know, no possibility of backcapping, which is, you know, he would, at this point, he would have to, like, backcap and then also somehow get really favorable trades to get back in the game. So all of that is something, it's kind of like as the window closes, you want to think about how is it that they might win the game and prevent those possibilities. And so your level of aggressiveness or defensiveness is contextual, which is a lot of words for, like, we bashed his fucking face in and now we can do, like, calisthenics exercises. But it is real, you know. You still want to, like, worry about these things even when you're in, like, a significantly advantageous position. And in this case, we've actually deployed, like, our things that we need to close the game out. So the most important strategy is to worry about, like, our proper ergonomic health. Over time, you know, a top tournament player needs to, especially an ancient old with, like, fragile little spaghetti wrists, needs to conserve it. You've got, like, the zoomers, like attack speed and Charix, just in there, zoomer microing away. And sometimes the correct play is not to click. The other one you can do is try to spell something in your spawn with your units. But that's less fun than calisthenics, I think. Okay, so how did these units do? So the Beast Lord actually did really well. It drew aggro from a bunch of stuff. It got a good chunk of its value. As expected, the Bray Shaman that came up, good game, attack speed. Really tough matchup. We were talking about how, like, I feel like it's pretty cursed earlier, and I was try-harding that time. That was, like, my best attempt. And then basically everything on our roster did well except the Gore Herds, which got his target priority. Yes, we got the Chariot Rampage. Yes, we had a healthy Chariot get 1,700 value, and it was on its way to more, but there was nothing to kill. Fantastic. We got our 2,500 Chariot. Ooh, that's what the cows want. Let's see what else. We got a Spellweaver, did okay. Shooting did surprisingly well for getting stuffed into the woods. This Cav did decently. Like, he put up a decent fight there, but just the front line got absolutely ranched by the magic damage dealing Beastman, and the Cav that we prioritized also got dunked, so there was really no chance there. All right, so that's a tournament win. Let's put it in. Very fun day. A lot of good games. I still think that the attack speed Danikin match in the semifinals is one of the best games I've seen in a while. That was a really cool game. If you like this kind of content, obviously it would mean the world to me if you'd subscribe or share it with somebody else who you think might enjoy it. Helps grow the channel. And I'm really having a lot of fun casting these. So thanks, everybody. See you later, nerds.